All right. Welcome everybody. I know it's been a while. Hopefully the music isn't too loud or anything like that. But before I begin, I wanted to just say, it's been a while. Hopefully you guys are doing good. We're gonna be watching a couple things right here. This is what we're gonna be watching today for a little bit, and then we're gonna switch it to two other videos that happen to just come out. The reason why I decided to do this stream today, the reason why I decided to just get back on after so long, I've been meaning to do it, so sorry that's been so long. I just love this content, love these guys, I appreciate their work. So if you happen to see their videos, like I always say, go check them out. Really, you don't have to watch me, go watch their stuff, if you happen to do it or something like that, And yeah, again, I'll try to put these when I do the VOD channel. When I put this video on the VOD channel, I'll try to put the actual videos down in the description as well. That way it's just easier to just switch over if that's what you prefer, you know what I mean? So yeah, let me turn it down just a smidge right there. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully you guys, stick around and enjoy this. I'm just gonna chill today. I don't know if that means I'm gonna be talking much. I just really wanted to watch these videos because I actually woke up, and when I woke up, I literally just woke up a couple hours, not even that long ago, actually, maybe an hour or so ago, and I was just like, dang, I should stream. And the reason why, again, was I had a weird dream. And I think I should start that off with this stream, so it makes a little bit more sense in my eyes why I decided to just hop on now of all times, and do it. And that reasoning being that that dream I had, it was kind of weird. It was about the moon. Me and my cousin, we had walked out. It was like my grandma's house or something like that. It was like, it was like when we were younger and stuff like that too. But she was able to drive a car, which wasn't a thing back then. So that's where it's a little weird. So maybe it's just like a fusion kind of dream kind of thing or something. But anyways, we walked out. It was the middle of the night. We were going to the car. I'm about to open the door and I look up because I see the moon, and it's a crescent type moon, but it had a face to it, literally a face. And what I mean by a face is like two eyes, a mouth, gritting, if you've ever seen Soul Eater, think of that face, only crescent moon, that face on him, on the moon, that's why it was strange. And I was like, what the heck? And I like try to get the attention of my cousin, like to look at it, like, look, what's that? And like, next thing you know, it's gone. Like when I look back at it, and they can't find it either. I'm just looking around like, what the, that's weird. Where did it go? It just vanished, And so I'm about to get in the car instead because I was like, that is strange. And then all of a sudden it reappears there, and it's like all wave. You know how like a distorted haze, like kind of like illusion kind of looks like that? Think of it like that, And that's how the moon looked. It was like doing weird stuff, and it was just strange, And that's when I was like, oh yeah, look, there it is, like, and stuff like that. And they seen it finally, and I don't know, it was just, I don't remember the whole thing of the dream, but I just know the moon was doing weird things that it shouldn't have been doing, you know what I mean? Plus a face on it, which was already strange in itself. That alone made me like I don't know, it's just strange. Next thing I know, it vanished again. And when I'm like trying to look for it, because again, it vanished once and it reappeared, it's gonna do it again, right? But the thing about this time is that when it reappeared in front of, like, we're still looking in that in front, right? In front of us. And it's not up top in the sky anymore. It's literally down below on the neighbors in front of us, the front neighbors across the street, It's on their window. Yeah. It's suddenly on their window. Like, how? Like, that's why it was weird, Like, it whipped from the sky to a window. Like, what is going on here? I don't know what happened. I don't remember much of it after that, because it was just, again, it was just doing a bunch of weird things that it shouldn't do. And it was in the middle of the night, which makes sense for the moon, But yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd start that off just because it was a weird dream. Um, I don't have dreams specifically. I have weird dreams, don't get me wrong, but like to have one specifically about the moon that looks like that and doing weird things like that, even though it started off kind of normal-ish, you know what I mean? It was just, yeah, it was kind of weird. So I don't know if you guys happen to love to watch or like, love to watch stuff outside, or you're up in the middle of the night. Maybe it's a weird dream. Maybe you'll think of it and start looking at the moon and notice something weird about it. I don't know. I know people lately have been seeing weird things with the moon, which is something I was like, why is nobody talking about the moon? Like, isn't the moon doing weird moon things? And finally, like, I think it was last month or the month before, something like that, people started noticing weird things around the moon, or like started taking notice of the moon. And that's when they noticed some weird stuff too. Apparently it has vanished, like just completely vanished when it shouldn't have vanished. And then somebody came out with a video like, oh, it's being pulled, or it's like it's moving somewhere or something, which was also weird. I don't know if you've seen those TikToks or stuff like that. And then there's one where a couple people had apparently seen something next to the moon, and then one had caught a very good image of a, like, apparently a face near the moon or something. Nobody knows if those are real. Nobody knows if they're fake. It was just weird timing, in my opinion, that all this stuff started happening. That's what caught my attention. Like, hold up, wasn't I just talking about that? And that's not the first time that I've thought of something like that, and then like maybe the next month or so, literally kind of quick, like about a week or to a month, somebody starts saying the things I'm thinking, or like, doing or noticing the thing I'm trying to say. Why is nobody doing that? Why is nobody noticing that? And that's why that moon thing again caught my attention. And just after all that, it's kind of weird that I would have a dream about the moon, like after all that stuff, and now there's stuff like right here. Now there's stuff like this happening apparently in the New Year's. So I wanted to watch this kind of video, wanted to just see what they had to offer today. This one is from Mr. BBB333. I know a couple of people have mentioned him before in the past. I don't know if you know him. I loved him. I found him a while back, or I found a bunch of the other people I've watched, and he's just cool. He gets people's videos, you send it, you let him know where it's from and all that stuff, and he tries to, it's just a group of people. His channel is like just like a bunch of people come together and yeah, watch the skies or see what's going on around the world, pretty much. Like, oh, there's suddenly weird clouds in the sky, like what could cause that? Maybe he'll explain it, maybe somebody else knows what's going on, but sometimes they don't, and that's where the weird stuff, like, that's why he's like, Earth Watcher, Watchman, he's just pretty much like, we're watching. So yeah, I just love the concept. I love that everybody's getting together and like, watching things, should I say. But let's let me get over here real quick. Where is it? Like, pause that. But yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, shall we? I just yeah, like I said, I just like the idea of all this stuff.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. As you guys all know, I'm sure you've heard of by now what they're calling 10-foot alien creature spotted at a mall in Miami. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. I haven't seen any conclusive video footage yet supporting those claims.
Still
However,
good. Still can be
I
heard.
did receive today from 8 different people, 8 different observations from people that do not know each other from North Central Florida, of what looks like some sort of an invasion of mysterious crafts in the North Central Florida sky. We'll come back.
If you guys haven't heard about that,
exceptional footage. I've got photos.
There
and
was
videos
some stuff
to share with you guys.
already happening
over here,
before
the
this
Today's
like
feature photo was
weird
by
thing
Jeannie
at the mall
Landon.
thing in
Sure
Florida.
location,
like Florida was having some weird stuff happening already.
Big V in the daytime sky. That's what compelled her to take that
That
exceptional
was what
photo.
was the other thing.
Those X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. Multiple M-class solar flares flares in the last 24 hours.
Oh, let's watch this.
Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, it is loaded with active regions and sunspots.
Couple spots,
and have more turning towards the Earth right now as I do this video.
Not as huge as
also looking
one of
at
the
the
other ones,
Earth-facing side of the sun. This video was sent in by Carlos
that is
Skywatcher
a lot, yeah.
from yesterday's Earth-facing side of the sun. Close-up view of sunspots in active regions. And
let me see if I can pause it.
This is
where
the M-class solar flare.
I don't know if you guys know this. Apparently, we don't have solar flares. We have X and above solar flares now. We no longer have regular solar flares. That was a big thing about this because that's not normal. That's literally not normal that we would only have solar flares that are X class and above. And X class is pretty damn big. It's like high up there, you know.
Activity is originating from the Earth-facing side of the sun is loaded with active regions and sunspots, and again, there's more.
We should be kind of worried because that stuff can knock out electricity and just all kinds of communication waves and stuff like that.
Out of Portugal, here comes that new sunspot that's quite large. Carlos also sent in these photos from 3 years apart. The photo on the left is from 2021.
Wow.
The photo on the right is from just a few days ago.
It's pretty big now, huh?
2024. And he noticed the sun was in a different position exactly 3 years apart. In 2021, the sun was setting on the right side of the tree. In 2024, he noticed the sun was setting on the left side of the tree. Carlos monitors sunsets every single day from Portugal. If anybody on Earth would notice a change in the position of the sunset,
I've actually noticed this kind of with the moon.
The sunset every day.
I thought the moon was moving in a weird direction. If the sun's moving, that makes sense now that the moon would also move.
Slowly getting the power back on.
I didn't.
Still have
at least somebody's noticing this stuff.
Customers without electricity in North
because,
Carolina,
like I said,
Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
I don't really focus on the sun. I did think it was kind of like moving a little bit, but I didn't. Like it's bright as fuck.
Sent in by
it's bright, so I couldn't tell. But the moon, I could look at the moon, right?
And they are currently without
That's
power.
how I knew the moon was kind of like it looked like a ship.
Of 2024. These are power poles.
But to think that the sun has moved
laying
in 3 years
down in the middle of the road. That's going to take some time to get the power back on. So once again, what we're looking at here in one direction, those are power
California
poles that were
that's
obviously
Idaho.
affected by high winds that went through Idaho.
So, excuse me, my goodness. Before I continue on with that, because there's actually something with this. I don't know if you guys heard about the stuff. Excuse me, what's going on? Excuse me. I don't know if you guys heard about that that earthquake and stuff in Japan at the start of the new year. It damaged a lot of stuff. It caused a lot of, damage to houses and streets. Everybody in general, a couple people, unfortunately died. If you didn't know that, it has taken lives. It actually buried a couple people as well. Stuff like that. But at the same time, I didn't know this, or right before, a little bit before or during the same time, apparently California was getting hit with a couple tsunamis, just like Japan. Because during the earthquake, it was also tsunamis, like 1 meter high to 5 meters high. There was what they were saying. I'm not sure what California got hit with exactly, how high they were, but I seen a couple videos, and yeah, they were getting hit as well. So yeah, apparently around the same time that earthquake went off over there in Japan, California was affected. So I'm guessing it's gonna be correlated from now on. If one happens, there's probably gonna be another one over there, maybe. Because I was thinking the same thing when I heard about this the earthquake over there and tsunamis in Japan, that if it was big enough, or in a certain area, it would affect California. But I guess it did without me even knowing,
Idaho, just
and
a
I
couple
found
days
out late,
ago, around 48 hours ago. So
I don't know if anybody knew about
in the last
that.
72 hours west of the Mississippi,
or if they're talking about that,
east of the Mississippi. I have more storm footage. This one here is by Mandy out of Tifton, Georgia, from January 9th, the same day those poles were blown over in Idaho. This is down in Georgia. Looks very similar to a scene we would see during a tropical storm. This was 2 days
Concerning
ago, January 9th.
We also got some crazy rain weather not too long ago, just a day or two ago or something like that. Maybe to a week or day.
Overflowing out of its banks. Scott,
we also got rain and stuff like that, but it was also crazy weather. Like they had high winds. I would think it was like 15 to 20 or something like that crazy. Like it was blowing outside, and seeing all this like this where the poles and stuff came down, I was surprised nothing came down really over here, you know? It was actually some crazy downpour and wind strength was insane. It was going all day. It's still going, and I think we're expected more again, like a day or two this week, to also get something similar.
For a
So,
star family member
yeah, I
out of
don't know. It's
Pennsylvania
crazy.
was driving
In
the
winter,
storm, and you can see
it's
the
also
rain is
warm
coming down extremely
when
heavy.
it's raining,
Almost
which is
looked
also
like
weird.
he was driving
Like,
through
I understand
a
that
tropical
it's,
storm. This was one
you know,
very big storm.
I understand
system
it can change
that
the weather,
covered
but
many
to be
hundreds of miles
so
moving
warm
from Florida
during and
all the
after
way
is
up
kind
to
of
Maine. So once again, they're slowly
odd
but surely
when it should be
getting the
winter.
power back on.
You know what I
Looking
mean?
at the earthquake
Yeah, I don't know.
situation, this is
Strange.
highly unusual. I am in the middle of Louisiana. Louisiana is not necessarily known for its earthquakes, but here in the last 48 hours, there have been 3 earthquakes ranging from a
Louisiana?
2.3, a 2.8, and yet
That's
another 2.8.
yeah, that's weird.
Very shallow earthquakes in Louisiana,
That's
south
still
and
strange.
east of Shreveport, right here in this location. Once
Yeah.
again, a highly unusual location
Yeah.
for earthquake activity. And
I don't
while
know if
I'm
you know
thinking
about
about it,
those,
if you're a subscriber, make sure you're
I don't know if you know about that, but earthquakes in places it shouldn't be happening is also a sign of things to come. I don't know if you happen to read or like just keep watch of certain things that scientists talk about and religious people or spiritual people even talk about. That stuff is a sign in all 3 of those areas. So yeah, we should be a little more eyes open,
still
I guess you could
subscribed.
say.
I'm still getting comments from people saying that they were, for whatever reasons, unsubscribed from my YouTube channel. So if you're a subscriber, double check, make sure you're still subscribed, and make sure that bell is activated next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get notified each time I upload a new video. And if you're a new viewer and you would like to see more videos in the future,
myself every
by
now
all
and then.
means, subscribe to the channel and activate that bell next
I was gonna
to
say,
the
yeah, go subscribe to him.
button. Okay, I want to take you guys
He's a
now
great guy.
down to Florida, where
great stuff.
Florida's seen a
he
lot
gets a
of
video every
mysterious
day or so.
activity here the last couple of weeks. And this is even more mysterious. This kind of adds another layer to something mysterious going on down in Florida. However, I feel that these photos and videos that you're about to see do reveal something very mysterious. And these photos and videos have credibility. These were spotted by too many people across north central Florida on January 10th of 2023. Video here out of Titusville by Nancy, who was driving down the road, looked up and noticed some unusual cloud configurations in the sky that just didn't look natural. And you're going to see some here in just a moment that are totally
That's also kind of weird over there to the left.
You can see what drew her attention to the sky was the big obvious V in the sky, and then this thing over here to the left.
That's what I was saying.
Here in just a second, as she's driving down the road, she says, "I think we've got visitors." And as you're going to see here, viewer number 2 noticed the same thing. KD out of Florida, more than likely north central Florida.
Weird.
Check this out. They too started filming the sky as it looked super unusual on January 10th around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening. Looked like something entered the sky.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And this thin layer of clouds revealed the shape of these structures or potential structures that entered the sky. Maybe some sort of flying craft. Almost looks like some sort of an invasion, and the clouds were revealing these things that entered the sky. What is that? Ocala, Florida. David, also
this
on
in Florida.
10th,
yeah.
He too
this
noticed
is a bit
something
weird
in the sky that just didn't look right.
Of course, it would be
These
Florida.
people don't know each other. They just happened to notice the same things in the sky, took photos and videos of these mysterious observations, shared them with me, and I'm sharing them with you guys, and they are indeed highly mysterious. You got to ask yourself, what are these things? And
it almost
how
looked like
does that happen unless there was something in the sky that caused the clouds to behave that way and turn into some sort of what looks like an intelligently designed craft that went through the clouds, leaving behind that signature in the
Yeah,
sky.
look at that.
And coming up, this is viewer number 4, once again from North Central Florida.
All on the
Damon
same
out of
day?
Gainesville, Florida.
Wait,
Looked up and
that's
noticed
the same day as the other guy.
These look very
The 10.
symmetrical. They almost look like they're the same
Different
equal
area.
distance apart from each other.
Yeah.
Like a straight line, whatever they were, looks like
Whatever they
something
were, yeah,
entered the
that's a good way to
sky
explain it.
through the clouds and left behind that what looks like a perfect rectangle, a rounded rectangle
Yeah, it's
in
rounded.
the sky, like you see
I would
here
say
out
more
of
of a
Summerfield,
straw
Florida.
shape or
Photos sent in
something.
by John from January 10th. All of this activity was noticed on January 10th of 2024.
10th,
Look at that.
yeah.
It just does not look natural.
All on the 10th.
How does something like
Multiple
that
people.
happen? And that's what compelled these people to take the
I
photos
mean, when you hear
and
weird
videos
stuff
of the
about
sky.
like
It almost
10
looked
foot
like they had
beings
been
or aliens
invaded
over there.
on the evening
You know,
of
and then
January
this
10th of
happens.
2024 by something.
I don't know. That's
that
kind of
left
strange.
those strange signatures in the cloud
That's
cover
not normal. The
above
10th
North Central
again, yeah.
Florida. Here's another viewer, Andrew, out of Florida. Not sure of the exact location, but it kind of looks like North Central Florida because it looks like he saw the same exact thing another viewer saw. Looks like
Yep.
a long, thin sub sandwich up in the sky.
Multiple
Doesn't
people
look
are seeing
natural.
these things.
Viewer number
Multiple
7,
people.
viewer from Newberry, Florida, also on January 10th at
Yep.
around the same time.
And then
up
something
near the Gainesville, Florida
circular
area.
over there? Like,
Looked
that's kinda weird.
Multiple objects entered the sky through the
Again,
thin
these
layer
things
of
aren't
clouds,
natural.
leaving behind
Like, especially
these
when it's
weird holes
you see
in
how
the
the
sky that just
perfectly
didn't look
formed
natural.
the
Look
clouds are, and then all of a
long
sudden
and
you
linear,
see these
obviously, like some
things
sort
right
of
there and there.
A long
That's
tubular
not natural.
craft may have entered the sky in multiple locations above Newberry, Florida. Once again, in the Gainesville, Florida area.
This is
These
weird,
are photos. That was a video of what the viewer saw from the Newberry, Florida area. These are photos of the same section of sky that was apparently influenced by something that was possibly long and tubular.
It kind of
And
looks like
again,
this,
these were
the
witnessed
clouds
by
went and got
multiple
sucked
people
up when it
across
went
North
up.
Central Florida.
If you notice it.
And there were multiple observations of these types of
Yeah.
signatures in the sky that just did not look natural. They looked like
Nat-
they were
not natural at all.
created by some sort of a structure that entered the
Now
sky.
that's
This
pretty
one here
big.
is super unique. Almost looks like a footprint in the clouds, as you can see here. From the same viewer near
I have no
Newberry,
idea what that
Florida,
is.
in the Gainesville area, looking off in the distance. This is like the third or fourth time we've seen this one here. It looks like a long tube in the
Those
sky.
things are pretty big,
above
too.
North Central Florida.
You know
Now
what I
we're
heard
going
about
to
this,
St.
too?
Augustine,
I think
Florida,
he
a
was
few
the one
hours
who
later.
mentioned
This
it.
is also in
I think Mr. BBB was the one who mentioned it. There was this circular one, like tubular one, that he said was like a passenger ship. From what he heard, or like from what it was sketched out to be. They always talk about, like, spiritual people anyway, and all these other people like that. They always talk about, like, oh yeah, these things, these people, like, when they come back, or whoever it is that comes back, they're gonna come back, but what are they gonna have? You know, how are they gonna take us back? And one of the theories was that they would put us on their ships, or like whatever they had, like their transportation. He mentioned, Mr. BBB, that there was actually a passenger ship, like kind of like spaceship kind of thing, that he had just recently discovered or something, like an outline. And it was pretty big. And these circular tube-like things that are all in the sky like that remind me all of a sudden of that. Like just transportation ships or whatever. All around. And it's kind of weird that they're all around, you know.
in
That's
North
why it's
Central
weird.
Florida,
That's
along
why
the east coast of
it kind of
Florida,
just popped
St.
in my
Augustine.
mind. I don't know
Video
why.
footage sent in by KT
But that reminded
from
me of that.
1/11 of 2024. The original
next
video is
day?
over here on the left. That's how far away this object was. I zoomed in over
Yeah, that
here
zoomed
on
in.
the right.
That's
This
also
is super
circular-
weird. Looks like some sort of a
kind of
flaming
tube-like-
cross, a flaming
no.
diamond, however you want to interpret this thing. I zoomed in the best I could.
That's just
not
a
quite
light.
sure what to
Well,
make
it's
of
not
this. She
just a
wasn't
light,
sure
but
what
it's
to
like-
make of this either.
it's flickering.
More mysterious activity in the skies above Florida. This was spotted a few hours after the folks saw all of those mysterious, what looked like crafts in the sky, or some sort
Yeah, it
of
was like
crafts that
literally
entered the
some
sky
11.
above North Central Florida.
It's literally
KT spots
technically the next
this a
day.
few hours later after dark. Isn't that bizarre? It looks
It's-
like a
it's-
glistening
yeah, it's
diamond
glistening.
or a cross in the
It's
sky.
changing colors.
Didn't
I can
appear
tell
to
you-
be
I can
moving,
tell
didn't
that.
appear to be making any sound. just kind of remained in the same location.
Look at it.
These are different
Now it's
formats.
yellow. Now it's
I
turning a little
modified
bit
the
white.
lighting and color just a little bit, not too much. I was trying to pull forward any possible
so that's
features,
why.
and it really didn't change too much. It was
Yeah, it
just
didn't.
a fiery, glistening,
It literally
looking like a
looks
diamond or a cross in the
yeah,
sky.
like cross, like
from KT's location
but with
in
circular
St. Augustine,
kind of
Florida.
middle.
So the skies above Florida have been very mysterious here the last 48 hours. The last 2 weeks have been interesting in Florida with all the claims of strange tall creatures down in the Miami area. Then this occurs in the north central Florida area.
If you've ever heard of like the biblical angels or whatever, the true whatever it is, it's kind of wheel-like or whatever. Kind of reminds me of that because of the way it is, and because they always talk about like the fallen angels are, stuff like that. That they're that. Believe it or not, they're that right there. The true angels looking how they would look. That's how they would look because they're stars or whatever.
And these are
because apparently in the Bible
and
stuff,
videos
it talks about
people again
stars
that don't know each
are
other.
angels,
so if
and
there
angels
were
are
8
stars.
different people that
So
shared
that's how you would
photos and
associate
videos
them.
with me that don't know each other.
So if you were to
these
look
were
up into the
probably
sky and see a
viewed by
planet,
many
it's not really a
hundreds of
planet.
people,
That's a
if not
star.
thousands of people.
It's technically
if that
the right
many
wording.
People shared them with me from North Central Florida. Again,
and that they're
don't
just
know each other. This object
energy,
here itself
light,
is
or whatever
highly
you consider
mysterious.
it,
Looks like a glistening diamond or some sort of a cross in the sky, visible from St. Augustine, Florida. After all these people witnessed these structures in the sky that look like they were made by some sort of a possible flying craft or multiple crafts.
See how huge that is? See, like that, if that was actually like some passenger ship, like
keep the
that
photos,
could
videos
hold a lot
coming.
of people.
If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. You can always find a link down below.
You should go check that out about the star stuff.
This red banner that says
if you're interested,
video.
Of course.
It's a Dropbox.
Because it does say that apparently. Like the more and more I learned about it, like over time,
thanks for watching.
Different. I didn't even like suddenly learn it. It was just kind of eventually I noticed it. Because of all the videos I watch and all the talks that they do and all this stuff. It eventually came to know in my mind, like, oh wait, yeah, you're right. It does say that, that stars are technically what are considered angels and stuff, and that they're up there. And if you look at apparently they always show it nowadays, how a star looks, or planet apparently looks in a telescope, and it looks round, looks like energy. It kind of looks like what? How, that's not a physical form, Yeah, go check them out, guys. Right here, Mr. BBB. I'll try to get this video. I'll keep this video up actually. Eventually, we'll go back. I'll go back and copy all this. And yeah, I'll copy the link and stuff and put it in the description later. But yeah, I want to watch my boy.
2024 is going to be very chaotic.
Because this just came out like while I was asleep last, like a couple hours ago, almost 12 hours ago now. This is Dre OG Reacts. You should definitely go check him out. He's one of the, he gets some good shit. I'm not joking. He gets the good stuff. And obviously that's him right there, But yeah, go check it out. And right here, it's just, I could talk over this because this is just the opening, So he kind of does like a preview of what's all in here. Crazy.
It's like a movie, but this is real life. I wish I'd tell you.
Man. What the? That's a video?
Yo, has anybody seen this show Hellbound on Netflix? It's
Is this an Asian movie?
Yo,
it looks like it.
The Nordics.
Oh, I love those movies.
These overseers.
Do you remember watching Extra Nordic?
That sounds like a movie I'm gonna watch.
Do you remember that?
I guess it's a series, huh?
No, we definitely watched this. It was remember we spoke about the guy waking up his clone.
What?
You said it was a pretty good documentary.
Oh yeah, I do remember now.
Do you remember what he was saying? That he was walking past one of these Nordics, and he said it was like their face just kind of shifted briefly into reptilian face and then shifted back.
What the fuck?
It was like a hologram that was put over the face.
Right. Okay. Now I remember now. Thank you. Yes.
Is it possible that this might have been an illusion?
It's possible.
Yeah. Well,
Welcome back to the
bro,
Queen's
when that comes up, I need to be reminded because I actually had a dream. I think I talked about it. It was about like dragons and then
channel on YouTube.
like
Yo,
giants.
make sure y'all smash that like button.
Bro,
Let's get
that's
this
all.
video
That's
right
all
here
you
to
need
like
to know.
20,000
I had a
likes.
dream
Look,
like that,
y'all already
and
seen
I
those
learned
clips that's coming in.
that
Y'all
it
know
was
those
like
videos
ogres
gonna
or
be
something.
lit.
It was
Make sure y'all don't
huge,
skip a
giant
thing,
ogres
'cause
or
you will be
some
lost in
weird
the sauce.
like
Look,
crap.
man,
It was just
know if you're
giant
going through a tough
creatures
time out
coming
here in the
out,
world, just know we're
coming
going through
after
this thing
us,
called
like
life together.
out
So
in the
share these
distance,
videos
in the
with
middle
your
of the dark,
friends, your
and the only thing
families. This
flashing
is for the
was
cool kids that come out here, man. You can
purple lightning.
unload all
And
of
then
the
you could
theories and
see
whatever you
at
have in
first
your
it was like
mind
the
on
dragon
this channel
I
right here,
seen,
because
and they
we're
were like the
willing to
Chinese
listen
dragon.
with
You know
cool
how they're
kids.
long and
But look, man, we're
slender,
gonna blow up
but
this
all you could see was
2024
the shadow.
the separation
Man,
of consciousness
all I
has
knew
already
was safer
begun.
there under those
Hopefully that,
dragons.
you know,
Because one was
you're on the
big,
right side of
one
that.
was huge, and
Make
one
sure
was like
y'all
a baby.
don't believe anything
And
that you see
yeah,
in these videos.
I just knew it
Make
was
sure
safer
you're
next
always
to
going out
them
here to do
than
your
next
own
to those
research, be
giants
your own
area.
person. This is about us as a collective, and no reason
Keep
for
it
us to
simple.
agree with each other. If you don't agree, we can respectfully disagree and put these pieces together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Together,
I agree
we
with you.
build. Let's go.
Yeah.
All 20,
Heck yeah.
all 2024. Let's get it.
Let's
y'all.
go.
Let me know if y'all been doing anything new this year. How y'all kicked off y'all quote unquote new year. You know what I'm saying?
Like
But
a normal
at the
date.
end of the day, you know, what I'm doing all year long is I'm incorporating juices. So this right here is beet juice. Let me know what type of juice y'all drinking in the comments down below. Freshly pressed, cold pressed, and everything. You know
what
juice
I try to do?
Detoxifies your liver, your kidneys, all that stuff.
I tried to do
Look,
fruits,
man, let me know in the comments
and I
down below
fucked
how
up
you
bad.
taking care of
It didn't
yourself
taste good.
differently this year, or you
It was
can be
like
more strict on
apples and
yourself,
pineapples,
or you
and that
letting
was it.
certain things go. I'm
But it
letting
tasted
certain
bad
things
to me.
go because I got
Not
to grow.
good.
Let's get it.
Maybe I was just feeling bad that day. I don't know.
2024 is going to be very
I'm just gonna eat them from now on.
It's going to be weird. There's some weird movies coming out. How many guys saw the recent movie Leave the World Behind? Anybody saw that movie there?
I still gotta watch it. I finally found where it was.
You know, all these, am I watching a movie or is this a documentary realistic thing? And then I'm seeing Mark Zuckerberg just spent $100 million building a house in Hawaii with a
I heard that
nuclear
too.
bunker. What
Yes!
that the rest of the world doesn't know about.
I was hearing
Talk
that
about the
too.
timing. Oh!
The timing crazy.
Coincidentally, a week after that movie comes out, a new movie comes out. What's the name of that
I
movie?
never heard of that.
Civil War.
Oh yes.
Leave the world.
Let me tell you about that Civil War. If you guys ever went to a deep dive or anything about like people having near-death experience, dreams like that, and coming back, there's a timeline that they give that they say they like went up and were told about, like, because you know when they die they always say, oh, I never believed in this, oh, I never believed in that, but they eventually find out whether they believe in it or not. They went somewhere, you know. They went somewhere, believe it or not. But yeah, anyways, the point was that how long, what, why is there another ad going off right now? What the heck? I don't know what's going on with these ads. Twitch is weird lately with these ads. I have no idea. But going off again, like I was saying, what was happening was there was a timeline I noticed hearing them, because each one would say, oh, I went and talked to this guy. Oh, I talked to Jesus when I never believed him. Oh, I was just told it wasn't my time, or you know, they showed me different things, like these beings or whoever it was, you know. Some said that they talked to God, but there was a rare few, and usually they couldn't look at him apparently, or it felt weird, you know, looking or being in their presence, like it was like a feeling they couldn't explain really. But I think it was only like 3 out of tons and tons, and like I said, it was like a certain experience that they felt. But going back anyways, usually they were told certain things. They were given certain information, I guess you could say, certain people, right? And a bunch of them gave out kind of like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna be experiencing hardships. You're gonna be experiencing this or that. And eventually I noticed a timeline where it's like 2030, something was gonna happen. 2060, and it was just a timeline of like all this random stuff where there was gonna be like a war. There was gonna be like a civil war right here, so the U.S. was apparently gonna be in a civil war, whether it's like physical or like not. It wasn't really explained. It was just that the U.S. was gonna split into two, um, and there would be a time where they just, they're not together. I guess you could say, but they're like still there, and then they were gonna eventually something was gonna happen to where they kind of came back and united, because there was a greater threat to them. And I think it wasn't just them. It was like Canada and Mexico. Like they would all unite as one technically and become one country again, and they would just fight off whoever it was that was causing that problem. And there was another one where it's like somebody said they would know that the war would start to them when North Korea and South Korea united as one. And I think I heard something recently about North Korea and South Korea talking or something going on over there with both of them. Just recently. I'm not even joking. That's why I was a little bit kind of like, what's going on over there when I heard about North Korea and stuff and South Korea, both in the same title. The other thing was, I'm not really sure what it was, but I know China was involved in some stuff. And I think it was like eventually a time of peace would come. And the only area I could specifically say for 100% guarantee when I looked at the timeline on, all those people's dreams was like maybe around 2080 would be the time, around that time, which is a long time. That's a very long time. But that's like kind of what I seen in a like a very vague timeline setup when I looked at hundreds and hundreds of dreams or whatever, like NDAs or whatever they're called, And yeah, I don't think many people looked into it or thought about it like that, because some gave kind of like a rough time frame, you know what I mean? Like by 20 something, I knew this was maybe happen, but they never gave an exact date, exact year. They said around, That's why I'm saying when I looked at it and I was like noticing things, I put it around 2080. That you're fine, That's when everything's over. Peace on earth, how they say, Just thought I should mention that. Kind of crazy.
75% of it hasn't been updated in
Yes.
50 years. And
Did you know that?
About that, then you're pitting whites against blacks.
Yep.
There's a line in the movie that says, Dad, if something goes down, we can't trust these white people. I know that's something both you and Mom agree on. Why do you put that line in the movie, Barack? And you were helping with the script. Why would you put that in the movie? Why would you put that in the movie? Barack, weren't you the same guy that gave a talk at the DNC in 2004 about bringing people together? What happened to that guy?
These beings that they're in communication with, premier scientists on planet Earth right now, who are
Saren scientists make contact with.
Yes. To their own world.
You guys know about Saren? I'm sure a lot of you do. There's talk that they're trying to open up portals and shit like that, and they literally did an experiment that could have destroyed the world. No joke. They did it. They knew it was possible, and they still went through with it. They found a particle after they did that experiment, and they call it the God particle, because it is a particle that's literally everything's made out of. I think it was like black matter. Maybe some people might call it black matter or whatever. They can't replicate it. The only way to replicate it is, to do that again, and that would pretty much chance the world to be destroyed again. And yeah, I don't know. They also did that ritual where they opened up again over there. I forgot where it was, Switzerland or wherever, Finland. I have no idea where it's located at. You would have to look it up. But they did a ritual, actual crazy demonic looking ritual over there. Live.
Communicating with something with a personality, in their own words, from another dimension. And that's the purpose of the collider. I mean, people need to understand, this is not science fiction, this is fact.
Yeah, it's facts that they've done all this weird stuff.
They intend to do, which is opening this gateway.
The gateway, see?
The
gateway.
World of science in terms of particle physics also overlaps into DNA, into biology.
Yes.
There's a multifaceted, multi-level agenda at...
Let me pause it real quick. Guys, do you happen to know that's already a proven fact? Scientists have proven it. There are multiple dimensions. There are other dimensions. Yeah. Apparently they've proven it. It's a proven fact, apparently. You have to go into it because it's kind of like somewhat a little bit hard to find sometimes because they don't really talk about it. But I'm pretty sure if you go into a lot more stuff, they talk about it. It's a proven fact that they've talked about dimensions. They've also talked about apparently the telescope we have. Which one was it? I forget what it's called. The latest one, the biggest one that's out there. It's seeing into other dimensions or whatever that are like part of the universe. It's like it's the same universe, but it's looking into another dimension that shows the other universe. You know what I mean? It's the same universe though in that dimension, but it's different because it's not the same, you know. And I've caught in pictures. I think it's 2 other dimensions of the same universe, of our universe, in those dimensions, the same area. They've caught 2 other ones. What? How? You know what I mean? Like, what? If they're proving things that shouldn't have existed, you know? It's crazy.
So we are talking about changing humans, changing the planet, not only bringing in information through a portal, we're also talking about definitively changing our way of life. This is a threat to our existence, to the creation of mankind.
We're on the verge of a paradigm shift. They've cracked open a portal or doorway or whatever you want to call it.
The fuck?
From another dimension. By their own admission, they are already in communication with something that has a personality and has
They
ability
said
to communicate.
they already did it.
Look what it says there. He claims
They said it's
CERN
true.
destroyed the universe during recent experiments,
Yes!
which has resulted in
This
us
kid.
living in a nearby parallel universe instead.
You're welcome.
Yes.
World's smart.
Yes. Apparently, I think it goes really deep into it, and people have actually started to wonder, and like maybe I don't know if they got proof or not. I don't remember, but what it says is like that guy said that yeah, we're in another dimension. We shifted timelines or something like that, like because they destroyed our previous world. Now we're in a different one. You ever remember the Mandela effect and things have changed? That was what people thought. Well, it makes sense now that would happen, you know? Like all these things would change because we're in a different timeline that's the same timeline or dimension or whatever. It's similar, but it's not the same, you know what I mean? And there was a big one, I forgot when, where half of the population remembered something one way and the other one the other way. I forgot what it was too. And like some people were saying this guy died a long time ago and he just died now. What? That doesn't make sense. Like it was things like that people knew for a fact this guy died, you know, but they're alive now. It was just weird things, you know. And that's why when he brought that up, that, you know, maybe they destroyed the universe and stuff, and now we're in a different timeline or whatever, it makes sense to some, and, you know, it gives more theories into, like, hey, did they do that? Because remember, like I said, they did that experiment that could have destroyed the world, and yet they went through with it. You know, they went through with it. If there are other dimensions like they say there are and stuff like that, wouldn't one destroying and you just somehow know how to shift over to the other one make a little bit of sense? You know, oh, we destroyed that one. Oh, it's fine. We'll just go to the next world. Like, what? Hold up. What? What? You know, that's kind of like, it's just some weird sci-fi stuff, but it's so crazy because some of this stuff has already been proven to be real and they are admitting it and saying it, which is the weirdest thing, you know? I don't know. It's hard to believe things, but it's also like, they're saying it with their own mouths, so how can you not believe it, you know? Like, I don't know, you know? I don't know. When they say it, you can't not believe anything anymore. Like, when they say it themselves, too, you know? It's like, well, they just said it. They just said they did this, you know? You can't not believe it, you know? Anyway, let's get back into it.
Artist kid thinks that CERN blew the world up in 2008.
Maybe that
2008
fucking kid is right.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred.
Go back, bro. Go back. That was funny. That was funny. Maybe he was fucking right.
To the creation of mankind.
Portal or doorway.
Oh man.
In a nearby parallel
Oh man,
universe
that was
instead.
funny.
Welcome, Eddie. World's smartest kid thinks that CERN blew the world up in 2008.
Maybe that fucking kid is right.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed or transferred from
That's
one
funny.
form. But if there are an infinite number of universes, then there's 100% chance that this happened.
Yep.
At least maybe in another universe, maybe not ours.
Yep.
Then again, there's also an infinite chance that this is our universe.
We don't know.
If there's an infinite number, which they've already proven there's two. Like I said, they've already proven there is two. So if there's two, there's possibly more, right? So that means 100% fact it happened at least once, whether it was in our universe or not. They did, right? Right? Because that experiment, like I said, that they did could have exploded the world. So it's exactly like I said. Yeah.
What we don't know. And this leaves me awake at night. I lose sleep over that.
Streams of energy in a vast circle.
To Here it is.
Discoveries that can potentially harm the whole world. Tucker Carlson is now revealing.
I'm not ashamed, y'all. Like this whole video, I'm going to have red teeth and red tongue. Like it's fine. It's already set in stone.
Dang. What do
I'm
you
not
do?
gonna fake it for you.
Oh, but the juice. It was the juice he did.
Going on.
It's that juice.
Trying to silence them, shrink, and they become weaker.
Portal to other dimensions has been cracked open.
True things
There we go.
CERN is known to always push boundaries to achieve their goals. While this
And they try to
approach may
destroy
lead
the
to
world with it.
unprecedented
Yeah.
scientific breakthroughs, it can
Everybody was
also
like,
lead to
"What the
doom.
fuck are you doing,
Because of
Sarah?"
this, the
When they did
Xbox
that.
News commentator Tucker
Yep.
Carlson
Nobody can
is
stop him. I
asking
was like,
the
"What?
public to
Why?"
intervene in the situation. What exactly could the situation be, and how can we tackle it as a society? Let's find out as we proceed.
Yeah, seriously.
The European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, was created out of humanity's curiosity about the universe. The Particle Physics Laboratory is located in Geneva, Switzerland.
I would probably not be satisfied if I stopped with a bachelor's degree. And so I just believed what he said. I thought that he was...
And it consists mainly of scientists who spend their days using their knowledge of
Wasn't it
physics
like
to
kind of
better
known that
understand how the
everywhere
universe
around
works.
that CERN's thing was like it had so much weird energy around it,
It is
and
considered
they
one of the
cons-
largest
like
and
thought
most
maybe it was
prominent
dark
research
energy,
centers in the world. Originally,
and it's
CERN
circular
focused
like
on
a fucking
studying
portal.
atomic
Like what the fuck?
New era of exploration at CERN, a new chapter, Run 3 of the Large Hadron Collider will give us collisions.
But over time, it evolved into studying higher energy physics, particularly interactions between subatomic particles. Throughout its 68 years of existence, the laboratory has been involved in numerous experiments, some of which are worth mentioning. One of the major discoveries at CERN was about weak neutral currents in 1973.
Oh, it wasn't just that.
Scientists detected the presence of weak neutral currents using a device called the Gargamel bubble chamber. This discovery showed how subatomic particles could interact using the weak force, one of the fundamental
And they're
forces
colliding
in
them.
particle physics.
Don't forget that. They're colliding atoms,
named after
particles.
Hebrews' legendary giant, wife of Gargantua.
It also helped unify two other
This
forces,
thing can cause explosions.
electromagnetism and the weak force, forming the electroweak force. Another significant achievement at
collide
CERN
certain
was
ones,
the creation of the
you'll
World
get an
Wide
explosion.
Web in 1989. British scientist Tim Berners-Lee invented the web at the laboratory as a means for
Look
scientists
at that.
from
You
different
see it?
institutions around the world to share information.
They're showing it right there
later
that
became freely
it's
available
exploding.
to the
It's
public,
energy.
revolutionizing
The energy is hitting
communication and
another energy at
information
such a high
worldwide.
like
In
rate, and it's just
1995,
colliding,
CERN
and
managed
it
to
makes
create a form
that
of
force
antimatter.
expand.
Antimatter consists of particles with the same mass as
Get
regular
that
matter,
antimatter.
but with opposite properties, such as different electrical charges. When matter and antimatter collide, they annihilate each other, producing
Annihilate.
high-energy particles like gamma rays.
Gamma
Scientists
rays.
believe
You hear that?
antimatter has potential applications, such as creating a technology similar to PET scanners for medical purposes. However, this possibility hasn't been fully explored since the antimatter produced always explodes when it comes in contact with matter. This observation has raised the question of how the two particles exist in the universe without destroying everything.
1,000th of 1 billionth of 1 billionth of a second.
Later in 1999, they discovered...
Shit, I got the answer because shit, we doing shit we ain't supposed to be doing. What you mean?
Right?
What you mean?
For the reason. There's
You ain't
a
wrong.
phenomenon
You ain't
called
wrong, Jay.
charged part symmetry violation,
Not
which
wrong.
explains that there's a difference between matter and antimatter that helps them coexist.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Hey, listen.
So you telling me this? Look, just because these people got billions and billions of dollars and get funding and stuff like this. They look, any one of us can get billions of dollars and start these projects ourselves, right?
Yeah.
If we put our money together, we can build our own. But we ain't gonna band together like that because we never do. But we're gonna get there at some
one day. Hopefully one day.
Point. Probably not while I'm alive, but we get together. But
let's hope, yeah.
So you telling me just because you got all this money that y'all can come fuck around and put particles together that you know are not good
Dangerous.
for each other that explode?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did this shit get blown up in 2008? Maybe we need to do a video dedicated to what happened in 2008, right?
Yeah.
Another rabbit hole. The fuck?
It's always a rabbit hole. There's always one.
Get into this video to show you guys proof that CERN has opened up a portal for these giant sky beings, and now.
Excuse me. I was trying to talk. I paused it, and I noticed I had, unmuted myself. It says CERN turned up the IHC or LHC. Yeah, it's lowercase, so it's LHC to full power on July 5th, 2022. Ever since these beings have come through, and now they are getting stronger. Broken. But let's see. So you're saying July 5th? When was that? What happened on that day? I'm not really sure. But now there's apparently beings sent from that. There's been some weird stuff happening since 2023 to 2024, like around that time. I wouldn't doubt that something happened.
These beings are getting stronger. In July 5th, 2022, CERN turned the Large Hadron Collider, the particle accelerator,
the Hydro Collider. That's right.
Particle collider, whatever you want to call it.
It's what they've always been using.
The maximum power, which was 13 trillion terawatts.
8 trillion.
That's insane. That's dangerous.
Particle accelerators all over the world.
What the fuck?
You remember that big blackout in DC? There's a particle accelerator in DC.
Yeah.
All these power outages that was going on last year and the year before, it was because the LHC was sucking power, and it's connected, man. It's deeper than what y'all think. But the whole purpose of this video is to show y'all that these giant beings that we have been seeing are getting stronger, and they're starting to take on a physical form. All right, these people are trying to open a portal for these fallen angels, for these beings to come through, and I'm about to prove it to you right now with these viral videos. Some of them that I took and some of them other people took, but these videos, most of you have seen these, but we're just gonna run through them, and I'm gonna show you the
I gotta see this.
From when they first turned it up in July of 5th of 22 to now 24. All right, brace yourself, about to get it in. This video is for educational purposes only. Let's go. So this is a video that I captured. As you can see, it's a whole face. You got the eyes, you got the face right there, the nose.
I will say, when Mr. BBB333 on some of his videos, he has shown a couple of weird clouds before last year too, like that, where they're weird. They have facial structures. Some of them look like something, not natural. I will say he mentioned that before on maybe one random cloud in there every now and then with a bunch of other different cool looking clouds, but it has been mentioned before. So if he's capturing it too, maybe there's something there, maybe there's something there. We'll see.
Fast forward to 2023, all right?
2023?
That
Okay.
was just how they was in 22. Let's fast
22,
forward.
okay. What am I seeing? Is that a hand?
Now this was in 23. As you can see, it's more formed. It's more formed. They're getting powerful, guys. With all these celebrations and holidays that you guys celebrate, and these energy harness rituals that we do here in the States, and now they're all getting popular around the world. We're giving these beings that CERN has let into energy. As you can see, he has like an eye on top of his head. It's just getting stronger.
Oh, now I see it. Okay, I see it now. Can you see it right there? That's the eye. That's the face, like right there. It's kind of like right there. The head's like right there. You can go back and look at it. And when he did it, it's crazy. Yeah.
Real strong. Hold on, let's go to 2020. Now, a lot of y'all remember this Face by the Moon that happened like a month ago.
There it is.
Or 2 months ago.
Right.
Face by the Moon.
Right.
Oh, that looks different than what I remember. Hold up. Oh, there it goes.
You can clearly see the nose,
this is
the
backwards. See, it's upside down.
Being. Okay.
Upside down.
This last video is
the other thing about that though too, apparently Rick and Morty had shown it like 8 years ago or something like that. And they said it would take 8 years before those things came out, which was weird coincidence. Which I don't believe in coincidences. A coincidence can only be a coincidence for so long, you know. That's what I say. And now other people started using coincidence. Like, oh, coincidence, you know, stuff like that for a while. Like I said before, they started saying or doing things I start thinking of, like after, which is kind of weird. That's why I say coincidence can only be a coincidence for so long. And the Rick and Morty one was like, oh yeah, there's a giant, like, the moon was a face or whatever like that, you know. And it was like, give it 8 years and you'll see it. And 8 years later, somebody showed that, which is weird.
These beings are now being able to move.
Not you know.
I don't think that they quite have the ability or the power to control and stay into this realm, but these beings are starting to get power. Now pay attention to this last video. I know a lot of y'all seen it. It's been viral. Just check.
I gotta see this. Oh, you know what's crazy about that? Lightning showed the giant.
So I want you to understand.
Lightning showed the giant. To me, that's crazy. Because like I said, in that dream I had, it was dark. It was cloudy. It was rainy. And I saw not that kind of lightning right there, but I saw purple lightning. And what we were looking at was this giant dragon, like I said, in the sky. And then eventually I saw, because it was lightning, you know, over and over, I saw a smaller one, like baby. And, you know, it was just purple lightning, specifically purple lightning. I remember that. And eventually we look out to the left and, you know, there's giants. And all you could see was shadows like that just showed in that dream. Like I said, it was giants. And specifically, I was like, that's an ogre. That's an ogre. Why would I know that? You know, like, that's weird. Right off the bat, you know. But they were huge, like, beings. And it was several of them, like, pretty much like how you would see, like, an army coming, you know. It was just that. They were all coming at us at once, you know. Walking, of course, you know, out in the distance, coming our direction. And it looked exactly like that. Let's see if I can get it right there when it comes up. Like that. Like, huge like that. Yeah, like, it was damn huge. It might have even been bigger than this. This might be small compared to what I saw, you know, like, because I seen it out in the distance, like I said, and it was pretty damn huge in that dream. And it was lightning. It was thundering. It was, you know, rainy, like, but it wasn't raining, you know, it was dark and thundering like this perfectly. And, yeah, like I said, everybody was freaking out in that dream or whatever, and I was like, we have to go over here. And they were scared, of course, you know, we had to go under the dragon. And they were like I said, they were scared. But I just knew it would be safer there under them than it would over here or near those giants, you know. I just knew. So eventually they caved in and we all went towards the dragon, or like somewhere. We went in a pool or something, I think, or whatever, and we hid under an empty, like, it was dried out pool, you know, nothing in there. We went down in there and the dragon was more like kind of above us, like, you know, you could see it right above us, kind of not directly above us, but like right there, you know, eyesight, pretty much. Yeah, there's buildings and stuff. I think it was like an apartment complex, like 3 different ones around. So it was around it, and then the pool was in the middle of it. But yeah, it kind of ended around there. But that is kind of similar to what I saw. That shadowy figure like that, you know. Which is why it's crazy, you know. It wasn't the same. Obviously, it looks like it's holding something or moving or walking with a cane, in my opinion, right here. But see.
So I want you to understand that these
But yeah,
really
I saw something.
power now. As you can see, that was a couple days ago.
Some shadow figure like that. That's crazy in that dream.
All right.
So it's crazy that he caught a picture. Somebody caught a picture like that.
Trying to prepare us for what's going to happen.
Crazy, bro.
People just see things and think, oh, they're just doing things, it's whatever. So let's talk about what happened in Las Vegas with the hologram of this giant being, fallen angel, whatever it was, coming through and reaching for people. I'm gonna show y'all this video real quick, and let's just talk about.
What the fuck is that?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I showed y'all.
No,
this.
I don't remember that.
So up to date, bro. Like,
how do I not remember this?
Like button. I try to keep y'all up to date with the current events and stuff. We going.
How do I not remember this?
But I try to keep it current, man. And
was that in
crazy.
2022?
For this, just listen to the breakdown. We building, y'all. Look, it's going to point at something that you might want to see. Share this video.
I swear I've watched a lot of his videos too.
It's preparing you right here.
Remember this?
Guys, how do we?
Why do I not remember that?
You know, why are they doing portals and showing these giant beings coming when we're actually seeing these in real life? They're trying to
what the fuck?
For what's to come.
Listen, now that's strange that I don't remember that.
Stuff down there, man. I don't know why they're trying to do whatever they're doing it. They're trying to unleash wrath upon the earth. Please pay attention to the signs, man. These people are not just showing you things. Everything is not for you to have enjoyment. Some of these things are signs for you to get yourself ready and prepared for what's to come. It's really happening, y'all. Y'all think it's just a hologram and they're just
nah, bro. Some weird shit's happening. I don't know what's gonna happen or what's coming, but I've been having dreams on dreams lately, non-stop. Slightly before the new year. No joke. I'm not joking.
Please let me know what you think.
It's just been non-stop dream after dream.
One thing we do know is that they're actually doing that, right?
Yeah, we do know that. We do know that. But yeah, I've been having non-stop dreams. Right before the new year started, like, you know, before January started. So it's a little bit in December or whatever. And it hasn't stopped. I haven't had dreams like this since I was younger, like over and over and over, like consistently each night, you know? That's already not normal. That's already not normal, like I said. So yeah, something's happening, bro. Some stuff's going on, some weird stuff, whether you believe it or not. Some weird stuff happening in the world. Unnatural tornado outbreaks. I don't know if you've heard about that last year. Hurricane outbreaks, you know, earthquakes like crazy. Fucking Sahara deserts getting rivers that were never there. All of a sudden, it's just spontaneously there. It is, you know. It's like what, you know. The literally, I think, what is it, Saudi Arabia or something like that. They went from desert to now it's lush green. It's green. It's literally fucking green. And they were like, we knew this was gonna come eventually. It says it in the like our scriptures and stuff that when the time comes, we will once again, it's gonna turn green, you know, pretty much. And that's in their literature that's when the end times is pretty much around. They'll get their land before then, and you know, they'll be prosperous again. And that's literally what fucking happened. I'm not even joking. They turned green. Literally, I have no idea. Nobody knows how that happened. No, there's literally things that scientists can't explain. And it's happening all over the world. That is crazy.
Weird pulsing energy baffles scientists.
The Red Rivers too. There it is. Perfectly.
Holy fucking shit, guys.
That was crazy. No matter what you say, that's crazy.
And shape-shifting
And look, like that joint right there, I want to show that again. Do y'all think that's CGI or that's a real nigga? Like,
bruh,
if giants come back, are they that big? You feel me? Y'all remember?
Yeah,
They're
bigger, motherfucker.
The anime
They're
I was telling
bigger.
you about, Attack on Titan.
Bigger, bruh.
Possibilities are endless with that shit because they had all kinds of goddamn, Titans. Like,
yeah, they did.
I'm telling you, bro. Look, we might just be some snacks. I remember years ago, everybody was a snack. Everybody looked good. All right, bet. All right, I bet.
Oh, bro. Seriously though, if they are real and they're anything like my dream, they are fucking bigger than what you just saw in that video. I'm not fucking joking. They are huge. They are fucking huge.
Interdimensional aliens at the Miami Mall. Well, new footage showing a portal opening up inside the mall and people.
What? Is that what happened? Maybe.
Was there actually guns being shot at these aliens, or was there actually fights going on?
Yeah.
Of cops that showed up.
Look at these guys. What the fuck? Why they go? Of course, people would be curious, right? I guess a couple would be brave enough to do that.
The planet has fully been in the fourth dimension.
Yep. So if you don't know about the fourth dimension stuff, so the fourth dimension stuff is like we're seeing things that are in the other dimension, the fourth dimension. Like, because we have 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, stuff like that. There's the 1D where it's literally a flat piece of paper. Like, if you were living in that world, that's how you would see it. You would see everything on that, as 1D. If you were to draw things on that paper, they can only interact like that, That's 1D. We're in 3D or 4D, something like that, kind of like a weird spectrum. We're 3D. We're 4D technically, but we can only see 3D or something like that, which is interesting to hear, But finally, we're getting into the point where, like, they're saying, are we messing with the 4D now? And that's what's happening right here. Apparently, we're supposed to be in the 5D. We're supposed to be upgrading from 4D to 5D or something like that also. So it's like this weird dimensional stuff that they're saying is happening. There's also the pole shifts, the fucking solar flares that are literally changing your DNA. It's confirmed because they're literally X-class. Like I said, we're literally only getting X-class solar flares now. That stuff changes your DNA. What do spiritual people and stuff like that have been saying? They're saying we're going to get upgrades, if you haven't heard about that, which means, things are going to be activating that normally isn't activated inside your DNA, things like that. These solar flares are doing that. They're changing your DNA. So it's possible that we will get changed somehow, some way, because it's inevitable at this point, which is also another thing that spiritual people and even religious people say it's inevitable. It's a bunch of stuff. I'm not joking. And they're saying if we get changes in our DNA and things like that, solar flares and all this, it's actually like, because it changes our DNA and our like eyesight and stuff like that too. It's actually possible that we could be seeing 4D to 5D things eventually. And what the fuck? Is that where people are seeing these weird things? Is that why they're capturing these weird things all of a sudden? Like, because we're kind of finally awake to what's also here in this world that we've never just been able to see. You know what I mean?
The world has collapsed.
Yeah.
The astral plane is right here on the surface of the planet.
Yeah.
This is what Ascension's all about. All these veils to other worlds, other dimensions,
they're here, but they're not.
And allowing multi-dimensionality,
you know what I mean,
to exist right here in the human body.
But I ain't gonna hold you though. Like, if we gonna be cohabitating and shit and being neighbors and shit. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. We petty. Why they gotta look like that though? Like, I thought like they had like the god body, like arm, head, arm, and leg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why they looking like creatures that are gonna kill us?
Tail, big teeth.
Ferocious, right?
Friendly. That should be crazy if they was vegetarians,
right? That would be fucking crazy if they were.
These, of course, are
they're not eating human meat, like just fucking veggies.
Holograms created to try to see what would happen in the public. Have to realize that the astral plane is here right now, and people's biggest fears are being manifested in real life, in the physical. I have lots of videos on Earth 1111 talking about all of this, including who are these aliens? Are they demons? Are they something negative? Well,
what the fuck? Is that a fucking blimp or something right there? You seen that? Why was it human like?
My name is Nadik, and I was also at the mall when I saw the 10 feet alien. I'm gonna give you my testimony right now. So, what I saw, I was just standing in the side of the mall, and then I saw everybody running towards the center of the mall. As everybody's running towards the center of the mall, I went to try to take out my phone. But as soon as I got to my phone, I looked up, and I see this 10 feet creature just like
what the fuck?
moving side to side. The images was like cutting in and out. It wasn't clear. It was fading in and out of like reality, I guess. And
that's what they were saying, yeah.
Appeared and they was fading in and out of reality too. It's like they wanted to be here, but it's like we had the power to see them, but we couldn't see them all the way. Like we needed to have, I don't know, or they needed to come all the way out. I don't know. But it was a little shaky. The cops came with a million cops out there. It was nasty, and then they asked everybody for their phones right before we departed.
Of course they would.
Made a perimeter around these aliens.
Of course they would.
And they was checking everybody's phones. But I got somebody with a picture and a video.
Oh yeah.
He's from Miami. He's a resident of Miami, and from Orlando. And he was at the mall too. So me and him became cool when he was running away. I was like, "Yo, you got that?" He was like, "Yeah, I got that." So me and him on contact. He's just scared to release the video, I guess. But I'm gonna have the video because we cool.
All right, guys.
He's gonna fucking do it.
Before you get into this, think about this. Like, are these people lying to everybody? It seems like everybody has like the same story from a different perspective, and that's odd because usually you have a group of friends and you tell a story to one tell a story to the next and so forth. At the end of that, the story would be completely different than what you told the first person, right? But these people are telling similar stories. And on top of
all
that,
the same,
we got to understand, like, a lot of people be capping. Y'all be out here just capping. Boy, if you was a dinosaur, you'd be a Caposaurus Rex, my nigga. Small arms, lying ass. Like, I'm telling you, just run around here looking stupid, lying. Look, because it's the thing
just for the clout,
think about it, bro. A lot of people talk about what they're doing these times. Nigga, if you seen a 10-foot alien come through a portal, you're not reaching for your phone to record it, bro. Like,
you been fucking running.
That's cap. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. That's cap.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Do is me.
Recorded.
But look, let's get back to it. Let me know what y'all feel about how y'all feel about it in the comments down below.
Fuck no, I'm running, motherfuckers. I don't care. Like, capture that shit if you want, but I'm gone. I'm gone. Like, we don't play. Everybody I know would run. They wouldn't. You see that? Yeah, I saw that. Did you capture it? Fuck no, I was running. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna stay there. We're not stupid, you know? No way are we staying there for whatever that is, you know? It's just plain and simple. A lot of people just would not stay there and, you know, just capture that. In our family, we have a bunch of stories, you know, that we know, you know, it's a family. They wouldn't just lie like that about that, what they saw. And, of course, it's just story told by story because we didn't capture that. I don't think back then we even really had phones. So, yeah, it's just like simple as that. Like, you just tell your stories and we know that shit was probably real. It was most likely real because you seen it. They seen it, you know. More than one person saw it, you know. It's just a matter of there's no other proof other than eyewitness, you know. So not everybody's going to believe it. If you were to tell it outside the family, you know. But we know what's real and what's not real. We know that there's some weird shit that's been around and, you know, it's just people don't believe it, you know. So there's that. But, hey, a lot of people are seeing some weird shit nowadays, especially in these recent 3 years or 4 years or so. In the 2020s, you know, onwards, there's been a lot more stuff that people have been seeing. And you've seen a lot more crazy shit like this happening around the world. Not just the earthquakes and stuff, but this weird stuff. And that's what's crazy about it. A lot more people are seeing it.
Now listen to these cappers. These next cappers. Check this out.
So just to address a few clips that are going viral on social media right
now. The
liars.
First, that's what he's saying.
Response to that big incident in Bayside Marketplace. What happened was there was about 50 or more juveniles that were shooting fireworks at people.
50.
There was also some looting.
Let's stop it right there. 50? That's already a lie. because they said originally it was like 2 or 3, maybe 4. Like, I think it was 2 or 3, right? And that they were shooting at each other, and that was it. There was gunfire. Then they said, I think eventually I heard, oh, it was like 5 or so. What? Why did it suddenly go up? You know what I mean? And now they're saying they was like, what? How many were there? How many did they say? How many did they say again?
Right now, first, our response to that big incident in Bayside.
These cappers.
Media right now. First, our response to that big incident in Bayside Marketplace.
Let's
what
see.
happened was there was about 50 or more juveniles.
50. It went from 2 to 3 to 5 to 50. The fuck? No, that does not make any sense. That makes the most unlogical sense ever, to have such a low number and then fucking jump it up to 50. What? That makes no sense at all so far. That's just lie after lie. And the news was reporting like just like 2 to 5 as well. Maybe just 2 or 3. Like, I swear. And now all of a sudden there's 50. The official report 50. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's not accurate right there. The story's just demolished right there. In my opinion, that's just, you can't trust it already. But here's the other thing. If you happen to, see the TikTok video, guy was talking to his father or whatever, and because they were a cop, and they said the father just could not tell him what happened at all. He couldn't. He said, I can't talk about it, I can't. Nope. It's we can't say anything. And he was very persistent on that fact. So there was something more serious than was being led on to, being said.
That were shooting fireworks at people. There was also some looting going on. So officers that were on that scene were having a little bit of trouble containing it. So they called what is called the citywide 3, which every officer in the city responded. That's why you saw so much police presence for
citywide
that
3
to contain that crowd. Now there is now video going viral of 8
that's
to
not
10
normally what happens even then.
Walking around Bayside is actually just a person walking with a shadow. So I can confirm
Sure.
to you all here today right now that there are no aliens in
They went
Miami,
different ways, bro.
in Bayside Marketplace at the moment. So it's Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend and stay safe.
Sure.
My man said at the moment, though. He said at the moment. What does that mean? At the moment.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Is he not a real cop? Let me know in the comments. That's kind of crazy, though.
I wouldn't doubt if he wasn't a real cop. He doesn't.
That's all cap, though.
He looks very presentable for a cop.
Let me
you know what I mean?
Feel in the comments.
He looks more like an actor, like dressed up as a cop. No disrespect to the cops, but cops kind of look a little bit different. Is it raining out there? Yeah, it's getting rainy again. It's thundering. Kind of weird timing, honestly. No joke. That's kind of weird timing.
Look, check this out. When you set up a perimeter around the building, I used to do this type of work. You don't need that many cops for this. Not even that many cops show up for an active shooter. Now,
yes, that's what I'm fucking saying.
Shots, then that's
what
I'm
fucking saying.
You don't even see that many, right?
Yes.
But then there were like what?
Yeah, there was a fucking.
They're fighting with sticks.
Tons of fucking.
That's what they were focused
on.
But everybody got us.
They said they were fighting with sticks at first. Then they said they were fighting with fireworks. Then they said it was actual guns. Like what the fuck? How are you gonna change your story like 20 fucking times? Like that doesn't make any sense. This is why it's so hard to believe anything concerning this, like at all, especially on the news. Like I'd believe some random person who was there who said they saw this, and this, and it was just like completely different story than everybody's saying. I'd probably believe them over the news 100% right now. No joke. Not even joking. Like that's just how crazy it is that it's changed up so much. I can't believe it.
Different story in the inside. Usually that doesn't happen because I'm pretty sure everybody in the inside of the building went coerced to tell the same story.
I'm doing good. Hopefully you guys are doing good.
They're talking about aliens, but the cops wanted to be about kids fighting with sticks. It's crazy. And then
it is crazy.
The entity that was in front of the building. Check that out though. The lighting on him. They said, this was lighting, but. If something like this happening, they're setting up a perimeter. No way that a cop is going to be standing in front.
I'm watching,
the perimeter, just walking back and forth.
I'm watching Dre.
That goes.
It's just like the creepy TikTok stuff, but it's like a bunch of stuff. He usually compiles a bunch of different TikToks, but in a way that's, in my opinion, like kind of tells a story, and he says it himself. You know, it kind of goes together in a way.
He behind the cars, like that's cap.
I always like his videos. I think they're cool.
This is what they saying.
You don't get it, Cap.
Building, building.
Meshes up good though, I think.
Wish I was dead and cold. Wish I was dead. Wish I was dead and cold.
Doctor Strange. Oh yeah, this is when he makes the portal. Okay. Trying to put it together with that. I get it now.
You're treating this like a movie, but this is real life. I wish I'd tell you.
An animation? What kind of animation?
Yo, has anybody seen this show Hellbound on Netflix? It's only 6 episodes. Yo, the first 5 minutes has your girl shook. I can't even show it all. It's about these people who get these prophecies, and it shows you the day that you're gonna die and the time. And these demons come from the underworld to take these people to hell. My God, when they show up, it is
8K quality.
violent.
Dang.
I can't even show it all because TikTok gonna take my video down. But if you have not watched this, go to Netflix. It is a K-drama. It is worth it. My God.
Ah, it's upscale. Okay.
Right.
Y'all,
what are these
y'all,
feeds?
I can't even show y'all. I can't even just show y'all everything.
Hellhound, huh? Seems kind of interesting though so far. The movie?
This don't even scratch the surface. What's about to happen to this man?
I think. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I don't think I think links. If I'm right. Links will,
I'm telling you, that shit go crazy. It's
get
called
deleted
Hellbound,
on
y'all.
the
It's on
moderation
Netflix.
thing.
Go check it
So,
out. They like
if it's
is the
you got a
math
title,
let's
I can
check it
look
out.
it
I
up.
understand that
If it's on YouTube
that
or
right there because we would see a
that's
whole
what you're
different
saying.
story if it was that. But
let me look it up real quick. Then. Oh, that's it. Yeah. You meant that's what it was called. Okay, now I get it. Okay. Good. Nah, nice. Okay, let's see. Pull it up real quick. Wait, I gotta go to YouTube first. Let's see. Oh, okay, this one, right? Let me pull it up real quick. Right here? This one, right? Is it showing it? No, it's... Yeah, I did. There it is. This one, right? Man, fan made by one guy. What? Okay. The first one or the... It has to be the first one, right? They're both by him now. Took him 4 years to make. Wow. Oh, they hired him. Okay, that makes sense then. It has to be the first one, right? Right? I hope this is right. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Let's see it. There it goes. Oh, I just muted. Thank you. But yeah, I think it was lagging because it was an 8K. That's weird. Never had that happen, actually. already looking impressive, not gonna lie. Boarding party. True. Honestly, this looks like a movie, I'm not gonna lie. It's crazy. The best one you know, huh? Best animation. Wow. Well, I can't lie, it really does look good. Headshot, dang. Oh, dang. A lot of detail, actually. It's crazy. They run pretty fast, huh? Ooh. Pretty impressive, I gotta say. Oh, that looks nice. The most powerful weapon in the universe? I wouldn't know. The only thing I could think of is like, I don't even know. If I had to guess normally, I guess like something with dark matter. Sure. Wouldn't mind that. Oh, wait. There we go. Yep. I kind of want this to be a movie now. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be really good. Good for them. Lost his arm right there. Dang. Well. Oh, dang. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If that was a movie, you know, it'd sell really well. Really, really well. Well, I think so, at least. Oh, Amazon's doing one? Oh, that was a year ago. Maybe it's already out there. Hmm. Sheer amount. Yep, I agree with this comment. The amount of detail is insane. Yeah, this is. There it is. Full movie would be stunning. Yep. That is true. I think everybody liked it, huh? It really is good, though. I like that. Oh yeah. Was there anything else? Let me see. There you go. What else is there? Oh, she's got a lot of stuff, huh? Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Well, I went to the wrong place, I guess you could say.
Yo, Sean, do you know where I can find a charger? I'm on.
Here it is. Oh, it didn't do it right. And now it, what? There it goes. There we go.
Come on, man. It's not that bad.
This might be the worst playlist ever assembled.
Let's see.
Yo, Sean, do you know where I can find a charger? I'm on 10%.
Check the bedroom.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Trapped. Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
What's up, bro? You lost?
What's up, man? No, I'm sorry. I was just grabbing a charger.
Dude, I'm fucking with you. Your boys with Sean, Ethan, and Dave, right?
Yeah, I work with them.
Sucks for you. I went to college with those fucking retards. I'm Brad, by the way.
Dan, good to meet you.
Shot in the dark. Do you know Thomas Runnell? No, you're good. He's a fucking scumbag anyway.
Huh. That's crazy.
Mm.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
I was considering playing baseball in college, but I was like, fuck that, dude. I'd rather party and chill, and I'm not trying to cheat a fucking drug test.
No.
True.
I get this now.
All right, I'm gonna head back in.
You're stuck,
the best
dude.
decision of my life. I joined the frat, could hook up with any chick I wanted to. Hey, bro, I don't know why, but
Why can't I
attracted the craziest bitch. What do you do for work, by the way? My dad wants me to work with him, but I'm like, bro, he is loaded though and has a hot wife. So, oh, my bad. She's my stepmom. That's not weird. I'm not into Asian chicks, but I would 100% smash.
Yo, help!
They're never gonna hear you. You're never gonna get out of here. We're gonna converse until I've harnessed all of your energy. Soon, all the girls will be gone. All of the drinks will be gone. And your friends will be in an Uber on the way home. And it'll be you and me forever. Were you in a frat, by the way? Dude, my big Murph was a menace.
Oh.
You okay?
No, something's wrong.
Oh shit, you've been chiefing that card all night.
No, it's something else. Why isn't Dan back yet?
I don't know, he probably Irish exited.
Yeah, well, his music's still connected to the speaker.
Our frat got suspended because this kid drowned at one of our pool parties. Legit, like, was not our fault, but his family sued us anyway. You got one of those nicotine devices? Let's go.
Holy shit, pick a genre, Dan. 5 seconds away from kicking him off.
Trapped in my mind. Wait.
Oh, snap.
What's up, legend? We have so much to catch up on. And you got the vape, by the way?
Where's Sean?
Wait. What? Is this weed?
Your parents are getting older. They're gonna die someday. You ever think about that?
Oh, snap.
Stop.
Reversal.
Your mom's getting older too. I wonder how many years she has left.
Stop, man. Seriously.
When's the last time you called your grandma?
Dude, I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Good.
Help! Help! Let me out of here, please!
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. Very interesting. Five and a half minute sketch that has the depth and drama of a feature film. Not bad. Yeah, I agree. People come up with some very interesting stuff sometimes, you know? At it best. When was this made? Yeah, that's true. 9 months ago. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is very different though. I liked it. You have some.
Just keep watching.
You have some interesting stuff, huh?
It's crazy.
There exists a theory that
They're
the
all good,
United
though.
States.
And did you notice that Doctor Strange was coming in from a cold place through the portal, right? We're going to build, y'all. We're going to build. Keep that in mind. He came through the portal, that same circle portal that they seen inside the mall.
It's remained in Iraq for over 10 years after its liberation. Not for oil, but for something far more powerful. In the 1920s, a British explorer discovered what was rumored to be the world's oldest known Stargate. Located at the site now known as the Great Ziggurat, in the 1980s, Saddam Hussein fortified the ancient complex to prevent explorers from seeing what was hidden there, or so the government claimed. Additionally, strange ancient technologies have been spotted outside the Great Ziggurat. Rumors suggest that they originate from an ancient civilization that lives on the hidden planet Nibiru, accessed through the Stargate. Recently, many individuals have come forward claiming to have participated in classified programs in Iraq, where Stargate technology was used. And many people are asking questions.
Think about it.
Okay.
They reversed them. Listen, y'all, listen. The Miami incident, right? Or at the mall. I was watching one of the victims, and he said that it seemed like a portal opened up, and all of a sudden these beings just came through. So it got me thinking, well, where did they come from? Well, they had to come through a portal. So, just for shiggles, I went to Google Earth.
Shiggles.
I like that. I'm still in
Got
that.
the coordinates. Flip-flop the coordinates, put that in Google Earth, and just to see where it would take me, it took me to the center of Antarctica. Do y'all remember what I was talking about? How there's an alien civilization in Antarctica living under that ice? Do y'all remember that? Because if not, let me remind you. There's supposedly a alien race living in Antarctica. And if they were trying to go to this alien base in Antarctica, they swapped the coordinates and ended up at the fucking mall in Miami. I'm tripping. Go to Google, find the coordinates from the mall,
we're all tripping.
reverse the coordinates, and it will take you to Antarctica.
We will.
I shit you not.
We will. Let's continue to build, y'all. Let's see where this goes.
So with the Miami Mall incident, it was said that there was a portal that was opened in the mall.
The
that
Miami
people had
stuff is
seen it.
weird,
You can
though.
see it here on the screen.
A lot of stuff is going on
that
about that, too.
Obviously, this is where the aliens had come out of. I had just found this tweet here today that says, Miami Aliens Incident Antarctic Base. They put the coordinates in backwards. Please try it and write where it takes you. So when you open up a portal, you have to have coordinates of where you want to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go onto Google Earth here today. and we're going to look up the Bayside Marketplace. I'm already on it here, but I'm going to type it in again here for you guys. So you can see that this is where it takes us, the Bayside Marketplace on the screen here. All right, so I'm going to right click on the coordinates here. We're going to copy this. Then we're going to paste it over here. So what we're going to do right here, it says north and west. So we've got 25, 46, 42. So on the girl's tweet here, right here. So here's the tweet. In the comments here, it says 25, 46, 42
it's actually her
west.
tweet.
So we're going to change that from north to west. And we've got 80, 11, 12 west. And we're going to change it. And she's got 80, 11, 12 south. So let's change the west to south. We're going to hit enter. And now it's going to take us, look, you can already see it's taking us to the bottom here. So we're going to zoom out. Oh, Lordy Lord. Look at this.
The center, but it's kind of near.
Look at that.
It's Antarctica.
This is the Antarctic Circle here in the south. How can we confirm that we're in the south here? Because if we take a look here, here's Argentina over here. Here we've got Africa over here. And here we have actually New Zealand.
Weird that it's
so
there.
This is in the south here. So it seems like Gary did a bad job. He did a bad job in putting the wrong coordinates. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
I'm just saying, just something to think about. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments down below. Shit crazy, right? Let's keep building.
I mean, these girls came within 8 to 10 feet. 14, 16, and 21. Within 8 to 10 feet in broad daylight of this creature. When they saw this thing, they're looking like, what are we looking at here? They're walking through this field, and it's up against a cinder block wall. And it was crouched by the wall. It was weak and feeble. And one of them kind of like screeched, ah! Like, what is that? And it turned, and it looked right at the girls. Locked eyes on them. Katya is 21. She's frozen in her tracks, locked eyes with this creature, and is communicating with her. Please help me. He wants help. It's weak, and it's feeble, and it's scared. And Katya said, help me, I'm scared. And it was feeble and suffering. And it's a very powerful moment.
I've never heard that one.
These creatures are harvesting us. These creatures are not aliens, Mr. Ike. These creatures
Something
are
different.
sexually compatible with our women. And what does that tell you? It tells you that they came from here.
Some of the dudes like, oh, what about me?
They are part of us. African tradition says that the Chitauri fatten on the energy that we human beings give them. They make us to fight each other. And when the whole land is drowning in death and fear and terror, when hundreds and hundreds of people are angry and afraid, the Chitauri get fed because they eat what we call the dark power, which is brought about when human beings destroy the planet on which they live.
Apparently, this is
I've never
Zulu
heard that
mythology. These creatures, I hope you're not about to go to sleep, have been around for a very, very long time. There are snake people that apparently originated in the oceans. Okay. And
wait,
they
the
developed
oceans?
Very powerful, complex tools. When humanity was new upon Earth, and with their technology, they decided to enslave humanity and even celestial beings. They were driven underground and said to hide in the center of the Earth to this very day. And here's a quick video about someone talking about these. And yeah, like I said, I hope you're not about to go to bed.
We've got Nephilim, we've got the Giant of Kandahar, we've got the Greys, and we got
everything.
Tall Whites. What's the difference? Reptilians, Mantis. First of all, angels can shapeshift. We know that the dragon, the animal Satan, can appear as an angel of light, not his true form. The Greek word, and this was taught to me by my good friend and brother who's no longer with us, Russ Dizdar. The Greek word is metaskitsmonosai. They have the ability to shapeshift and present themselves basically however they want to. Karen's handler, Karen Wilkinson, who we published her book, Stolen Seed, Evil Harvest. It's a must read if you're into the alien abduction phenomena, because it's real. It's not demonic delusion. These people are taken. There is a breeding program that's going on. We talked about this in our 4th film, but then we link it later on in film number 6 on counter mutilations, and we show how they're inexorably tied together. But once again, I digress. So you've got fallen angels can shapeshift. They can appear pretty much as they want to. They can appear as your grandmother, your dead grandmother, if they choose to. Greys, the Greys with the big heads and the almond eyes, there's no reproduction system that's there. They don't eat. So what are we looking at? In my opinion, these are avatars. They are essentially meat suits. They are biological constructs for the demons. What are demons? Demons are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. Let's back up. The seed of the dragon will be at war with the seed of the woman. So that's Genesis 3:15. That's the gateway to the rest of the biblical prophetic narrative. So the seed war erupts 3 chapters later. Fallen angels come down. We know that from the book of Enoch, 200 of them in the days of Jared on Mount Hermon. And by the way, Mount Hermon is Nephilim Central. That's where all the mischief, as Chuck Missler liked to call it, begins. That's the nexus. That's the starting point. So the Nephilim are the offspring of fallen angels and human women, creating a hybrid being known as the Nephilim. They were never supposed to be here. This is why the flood of Noah occurs. That's number 1. So the Greys, let me back up. The Nephilim perish in the flood. They become the disembodied spirits which roam the earth, i.e. demons. How do we know that? The book of Enoch. Those of you who have an issue with the book of Enoch, I'll just say this. Jude quotes the book of Enoch. It was obviously widely read in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd centuries. Jude's quoting from the book of Enoch.
It's a reason why it's suppressed in people. They want to tell you that it's demonic and all these other things, but why was it part of the Bible then? It's supposed to be a part of the whole thing because it's giving you more body to the story.
Yeah.
Because when you read the other scriptures,
a lot of stuff's just taken out.
Scriptures, you know, it's kind of hard for a lot of people to digest. But I think the book of Enoch is like a little bit more I say physical.
Yeah.
If you catch what my drift, what I'm saying.
No, I get what he's saying.
Shall I say realistic?
Yep.
Is it
there
part
we
of our
go.
canon? Now it's not. But in the Ethiopia Bible, it precedes the book of
I always
Genesis.
wondered why
In
it
my
was out of
opinion,
there.
If you were
Why
going to
they
keep
took
one
it
book
out.
from the people, you keep the book of Enoch.
Yep.
You're going to keep one book away.
It
from the
sounded
people
more
who
like
wrote, that's the
crazy
book
too.
you
It's
keep
like
out.
what?
Because it tells you exactly what's going on.
It's like
All
his
angels are
story.
Coming down, they're grabbing the women, they're going into them multiple times, they're having children by them. These are hybrid beings known as the Nephilim. They are soulless. So you've got demons wandering the earth. They're earthbound. So what does the dragon do? The dragon knows that a demon, in order for a demon to manifest, has to inhabit a person, has to inhabit an animal or an object. So what does the dragon do? He creates the Greys. It's a biological construct. It's an avatar. How do we know this? Because experiences, people who have been on board the ship,
That's wild to think about, right? But if you go even back further, like they speak about, you know, having the technology to have different bodies. They're speaking about walking amongst men but aren't men, right? For the people that read the Bible, you know, think about it. Transfer of consciousness. We done seen that in our face in movies many different times. And it was even back, you know, it's in writing from, I guess, millions of years ago, 1,000 years ago, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Is the mathing?
Dreamer talks about seeing the Greys stacked up like cordwood, stacked up like chairs, okay? One on top of each other. And there is no reproduction system, as I said earlier. There doesn't seem to be a digestive system. So they're biological suits. They're expendable. I remember sitting down with the late David Flynn and talking to him about this, and he also agreed on that. So moving along, now you've got the giant of Kandahar, all right? And the giant of Kandahar,
I remember
we don't know
him,
how
yes.
old that thing is. According to the shooter and the eyewitnesses, the smell was so overpowering, people began to gag. It made them nauseous. So are we looking at a being that's 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old, 3,000 years old? And what about Bigfoot? So Bigfoot, in my opinion, is a modern day Nephilim. It's a hybrid. I believe that they are all have a nefarious agenda.
It's the reason why that would be kept away from the people on those bases. They don't want
If
you
it
to
was,
test
though,
the genetics, none of that stuff, because it'll come back to something.
They couldn't really breed, you know, because
don't want you to know.
people
I gotta
wouldn't,
watch how I say it.
You know, mess with it.
It's crazy.
If that makes any sense. You know?
Of what some people tell us. That's right now, with the evidence I have, that's what I'm going with.
I mean, who's going to be sleeping with a Bigfoot? You know what I'm saying?
Nefarious agenda when it comes to Bigfoot and Sasquatch. They also have the ability to pop in and pop out. The Kandahar giant allegedly have the same ability to bilocate from one place to another. Again, this comes from years of research, talking to whistleblowers, talking to people that have come up to me, and everything is very privy information. In other words, I can't divulge the source. But some of these people were embedded in special forces, and I'll just leave it at that. So let's walk through it. Fallen angels are fallen angels. They've come down and they create through grabbing the women and having sex with the women. Okay, and for some of you out there, you got a real problem with that, but that's what happens. They create a hybrid being known as the Nephilim. The flood happens, the Nephilim are wiped out. The disembodied spirits of a Nephilim are the demons that roam over the earth. Disembodied spirits, in order to manifest, need something to dwell in. A human being, a group of animals like the swine, where Jesus cast out legion from the man of the tombs, and they go into the swine, or an object. The giant of Kandahar, in my opinion, may be thousands of years old. In other words, we know that there's a diaspora when Joshua and Caleb go into the promised land. Are we looking at the diaspora of giants? Afghanistan is not that far away from the Middle East. There is a cave system, allegedly, that is underneath this planet, and you can go from one part of the planet to another. That giant at Kandahar came out of a cave. And more
odd talks like that,
so you've got the Nephilim, the disembodied spirits, which become the demons, the grays, where the demons can inhabit those biological constructs, those suits, and they can manifest in this dimension. The giant of Kandahar, which can bilocate, and Sasquatch, Bigfoot, which also can bilocate. They come in and they come out. They're interdimensional entities, in my opinion. Let's walk through Miami. In the 90s, Barry Chamish, who was an Israeli journalist, wrote a book, The Return of the Nephilim. I met Barry, and at that time, this was 1999, I had my first book in the Nephilim trilogy published, Nephilim, The Truth Is Here. And I went down to see Barry. He was speaking at a MUFON meeting, and we met and we talked, and I just said, "Hi, Barry," and I held up the book, and his jaw dropped, because he realized someone else was in the same genre that he was. And Barry and I would communicate through phone and internet later. He passed away a number of years ago now. Barry's book talks about the giants appearing in Israel. There were footprints, there were photographs. So that brings us to what might have happened in Miami. Don't know. There's
nobody really knows. Nobody.
TikTok reports. There's allegedly from a couple of people
Technically,
who were
nobody.
there. They saw shadowy figures, very dark, very tall, and they would bilocate from one place to another. What are we looking at? Folks, I have no idea. I wasn't there. If you know somebody who maybe has cell phone images, no matter how blurry, of the event, please shoot them here. LA@LAMarzulli.net. LA@LA.
Please, me too. Shoot them here if y'all have them. But
Marzulli.net. So I'm following this story because
I'm not expecting for somebody to be scared out of their mind, like to, record though. That type of situation. Let's be real with ourselves, y'all. You're not pulling out your phone. Not many of us.
Because,
yeah,
my feet move too fast. I've been at the front door in no time. I would have teleported, nigga.
Yeah,
so 100 police cars converging on the mall because some teenagers are throwing firecrackers and battling each other with sticks. That may be exactly what happened. That may be the truth. I don't know.
Why
really
so many?
Know.
Doubt it.
And a group of teenagers, you get 100 teenagers together wearing ski masks and rampaging through a mall, they can do millions of dollars worth.
But the problem is how many they always say.
So that I
it changes.
Personally
Again.
Witness what's going on in the lower levels of Dulce so that I could tell people. And for years I've helped.
I told y'all, look, y'all. We building, y'all. We building. Pay attention. The math is math. I'm telling you. It's crazy. Even if, let me know. Even if it sounds crazy, your theory on what's currently going on, it's some truth. It's some truth out there somewhere. And the reason why I can't say, oh, the aliens are in the mall for sure, that's 100% because I wasn't there. So none of us, if you was there, let me know in the comments down below. And don't lie to yourself, man. And you know how some people is, they just want a little clout off of, oh, I was here at the situation. You see a lot of that on TikTok right now. It's a bunch of people, I was there, and you can tell by their energy that you just can't trust their story.
Yep. There's so many that are gonna do that.
Absolutely too awful to tell anyone.
Now all of a sudden they want to start TikTok accounts and
right.
lives all damn day talking about it. It's crazy. and the stories be very disingenuous.
And I didn't know how people would react. And also, I was afraid that my life might be put in danger by spilling the beans on what I saw. But I'm going to tell you here today, if for those of you that have a weak stomach, I suggest you stop listening to it. Or if you can't deal with fright very well, maybe you need to not listen to the rest of this, okay? I'm trying to think for your best interest. But we get there to Dulce, and we approach an area where small crafts are coming in. There's lots of them. It's like a big hangar. And out of each craft, I could see that they would bring out one, sometimes two. I don't know if there was three or not. It could have been three, maybe, humans. And they put them in like a little buggies that was on like a rail track. And they set the people up in that. Now, the overseers operating the system, shockingly to me, were human, or they appeared to be human. And what shocked me even more was these tall, Nordic, blonde-haired, blue-eyed men operating this system were wearing uniforms with the swastika on the shoulders.
Wasn't that what they said back in the day?
Now, think about
that
this.
It was possible that they had, you know, apparently he was interacting with aliens. They said, getting advice.
And what was really behind all that?
Yeah, that's what they said.
In Henry Crane's book as well, he
Crazy
mentioned
enough.
that different groups of humans worship different reptilian gods unwittingly, and that sometimes the reptilian gods would fight each other, and they would get the humans to try and wipe out the other group.
Yep.
In this case, I'm drawing comparison. He draws comparison to Hitler and the Jews.
Yep.
That's where his intense hatred for the Jews came from. It was influenced by these
reptilians.
Anyway,
apparently,
just carry on.
They were saying that
we
it was just aliens in general, and now it's coming out to be like stuff like this.
These overseers could not see me, nor the entity that was guiding me and taking me there. We were, to me, ethereal. We were not in solid form where they could see us, but these workers, these Nordic people, were solid material. The humans they brought in, they put in these little train cars, were all sitting there like zombies, like they were stunned. And one of the things that bothered me in the first time I saw this with Barbara under hypnosis, it really wrecked me emotionally. And I saw a young woman of maybe 28 to 30 years old, a very pretty, attractive brunette lady, and she had a little boy with her about 7 or 8 years old, and he was sitting there with her. Both of them had been brought in, and I panicked, and I knew that something bad was about to happen to them, and I ran to wake them up, and I got right in their face, and I was like yelling to wake up, and they were not even aware I was there, and the Nordic overseers couldn't have seen or hear me either. So I was protected in that sense. Some way they had me concealed where nothing was aware that we were there. But this woman, they rolled on and went on down the conveyor belt. And so then we moved to a different area, and
interesting story.
The person that was
it's a dream,
taking
right?
me,
That's
or the
what he
entity
said.
that was taking me, stopped and said, "Listen."
Something like that.
And I stopped and we listened, and in the background you could hear kind of like a very dull, ripping kind of noise.
Oh no!
I remember beginning to feel panicky, and I didn't want to go see what was making that awful noise.
You can speculate already, yeah.
The entity that was taking me insisted and said, "You must see it. You must see it." And so I looked, And what I saw were human torsos hanging on big meat hooks, and they hooked bone to hooks in the back of the body, and they were ripping the bones out of the human bodies to fillet it.
And who was doing this?
The Nordics. These
Now,
overseers.
The supposed
do you remember
Nordics.
watching
Yeah.
Extraordinary Deceiving? Do you remember
Never heard of that? No, I never heard of it.
No, we definitely watched
Descending.
this. It was remember we spoke about the guy waking up.
I
as a
haven't seen
clone?
it. Yeah.
You said it was a pretty good documentary.
Oh yeah, I do remember now.
Do you remember what he was saying? That he was walking past one of these Nordics, and he said it was like their face just kind of shifted briefly into reptilian face and then shifted back. It was like a hologram that was put over the face.
See,
right.
That's the other thing about
now
that.
I remember now. Thank you. Yes.
Is
Are
it
Nordics
possible
even
that
real?
This might have been an illusion.
You know, according to alien
possible.
stuff,
Yeah.
because
When you're dealing with this
if they're
phenomenon,
reptilians,
anything is possible.
then wouldn't that mean
Right, sorry,
they're reptilians, not Nordics?
It's quite all
Do you know?
right. The next phase of Dulce that I saw was we went to a large room
You know what I mean?
that
Yeah.
was extremely cold, and inside this room were boxes that were like a little small
Freezer?
metal caskets.
Oh, yeah.
Only they weren't
Okay.
caskets; they were more like coolers. And
Freezers, pretty much. Yeah.
they
Fridge
were
is-
bringing in human body parts, arms, legs, torsos, all kinds of body parts, and packing them into these crates.
Sounds like chicken or
And
something,
then
you know?
there was a lot of them.
It's
It
crazy.
was a big operation, and I saw, I'm going to say probably 6 different Nordics working on 6 different boxes at one time, if I recall correctly, and they were packing all this in, and then they were putting the boxes once they're full on a conveyor belt roller, and it reminded me of present day where your luggage comes in at an airport on
The
those
conveyor
rollers.
belts.
It was like
Yeah.
rolling on that, and it rolled into an area where there were a lot of craft waiting, and they were loading them these crafts where they were taking them. In my opinion, I assume they were taking them out to colonies in space somewhere, or colonies
heck?
here on our own planet that we're not aware of.
Wow. It's a meat processing plant. We've touched on it briefly before, but
Yes,
But for humans.
I never really went into detail like I just have now, and that's all I saw on that, and I don't ever really want to see any more.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people, if they saw something crazy like that,
damn.
they'd be fucking
You
scarred
know, they
forever.
even showed this on
Certain people,
in a lot
they
of,
can't
in
handle
a lot
it.
of TV shows and movies and stuff. Like, for instance, I'm gonna use one example, like Monsters Inc. Remember how they was coming into the rooms and they was scaring the children, then they come
Yeah.
back with a substance or whatever. Woo woo. That was how they worked. But you know, there's
Woo, woo.
different. They said there's different entities that feed off of, you know, different things in the universe. We got to understand that there's different entities right now, physical form feeding off of our bodies right now, and we can't see them with a physical eye until we pull out a microscope.
I
or
don't
something
know.
like that, right?
I saw some weird stuff that was on
So
me
just think about
before.
that, you know, and
Skin
then,
color,
you know, they
so
talk
light
about, you know,
on
we
my.
got
It was just
humans.
same
We're
skin
talking
color
about,
as me,
the adrenochrome.
and it was 2 different things. One was long and one
You
was
know,
bug
they
light.
admitted to like
But
they
you
using it
could,
on
I
their
couldn't
face.
see it
You know,
until I
they
was
talk
up
about
close.
Pizzas. I don't want to go too
And
deep
it's
right
like,
now
you know,
because we already did this many
staring
different
at my
times, and I'm
skin.
just skimming through things to
They
keep
didn't.
giving y'all
You couldn't
things to
feel
think
it. I
about
couldn't feel
and
it at
look
all.
into,
Nothing.
You know.
It was crazy.
Now, my question to y'all is: do you think there's higher
And I only
ups
seen it twice. Those 2 different ones. And ever since I
that
couldn't see
sold
it.
us
I
out to
haven't
these
seen it
people,
again.
to these entities?
But then it made me wonder,
That's my
like,
question to y'all.
all
Y'all
those
let me know in
times
the
I feel
comments down below,
something.
but we gonna
It's something
keep
like
building
that crawling on me, but I couldn't feel it when it was crawling on me before. You know, that's why it's
no
crazy.
CGI or costume. That looks like a real creature from the movie Godzilla.
Okay, let's see.
He right. And we gotta be careful with all this stuff going on. I just posted where they have Godzilla hidden or
What?
contained, along with King
The fuck?
Kong. But they took it down, bro. Google Earth took it down. Now you can't go in there
What?
and see it no more. Godzilla real. You go to proof.
What the fuck?
Sisters, kings, queens. Godzilla is real, and I got proof. Somebody
Where is that?
Yeah, somebody's just gonna build a program themselves just to trick everybody, huh?
Hawaii?
They showed it in the movie.
I'm finna show King Kong.
Wait, where the fuck? This is Hawaii? You sure about that? This does not look like Hawaii, bruh.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Before he even show all that, do y'all see the perimeter that's set
Oh,
around
yeah.
him on
That right
Ain't
there, that's
nobody
weird.
building no program just to have one little TikTok bro to go viral. You don't even look. Come on, it's not like that. You get 1 million views on TikTok, you get paid $5 and a pack of grapes. Stop playing.
Seriously.
And it's the seedless grapes.
No joke. TikTok people don't make shit anymore, like, or ever really. They get paid less than YouTube Shorts, believe it or not, and that's for 1 million views. You know,
2,
it's insane.
1. King Kong. Bro, this Google Earth. Sis, this is...
That shit look crazy, don't it? It's hard to believe. Like, let me go look this up.
Yeah, that was
Y'all
weird,
go look it
huh?
up.
King, this is Google Earth. Queen, this is Google Earth. I wouldn't have done it myself. I'm finna show you that I done it. They took down the King Kong one right before they took down the Godzilla, but I was able to catch Godzilla. Watch this. Now this is him. This is not
They're
me.
both right there. What the fuck?
I'm on my laptop.
Oh, it was in Hawaii. That was Honolulu. That was.
You gotta turn the map upside down. It's right there.
You have to turn it upside
right
down.
Side up.
You have to do it a certain way. That's crazy.
It's over there, y'all. Honolulu.
It's in Honolulu. Well, it was. It's crazy that stuff like this is found every now and then on there, you know?
There go his footprint.
Print feet. What?
Another footprint.
Dude. Let's just say it's real, right? How would you escape it?
Yo, remember when I
bullets
made that
won't do
video
anything.
and I was including a lot of the Monarch project in there. And it's
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
talking about
The
the
Godzilla-
Monarch as far as
the-
like
no,
mind
the
control.
Godzilla
I'm talking
Monarch.
about the Monarch as far as like
The movie.
show, a Monarch
Yeah.
that it has something to do with programming.
Wasn't that
your mind,
Godzilla?
too, as well?
Wasn't that
But
Monarch the
it
Godzilla
showed
one?
That you know, hopefully y'all caught up on. I'm not gonna give away too many spoilers, but go watch this on Apple TV. It's called Monarch, and the government knew about.
Oh, then I haven't.
Godzilla and these different you know, entities.
Wait,
that live
is
on
that
the
it?
planet
Is it?
that the people on the planet aren't hip to, but they've been
I don't
studying
know.
them for years, and you know, they knew this. So when the Godzilla and them started coming out the ground and stuff like that, the organizations
This is the
and stuff
Godzilla one. I
already
think I did
knew
see this.
about this.
Even though I don't have it though.
This
you
is
know.
giving Monarch vibes. I don't want to give away
I don't
too
remember.
much, y'all, but
I don't
go
have it.
watch
I don't have Apple, so I can't.
And it'll show what they do to even after the Godzilla was exposed. It shows that the extent that they are willing to go to silence people from knowing what they know. It's all about information,
Footprint.
and control.
Those
Just like the
footprints are
movie.
big.
Now I'm about to take you up in there. I'm on my computer, y'all. Bear with me. It's like they try to block me here and made the screen blue. I recovered it. It wouldn't let me go in the King Kong one, so I had to go here. Go up, bam. Watch this.
Okay. Already, what was that building
Look.
over there?
He actually exists, y'all. What's that UFO right there?
What is that? What is that? Is that? They kind of looks more like a
Let me
drone.
know in the comments. Let
What is
me
it?
know if y'all found them or not, and I'll let y'all. I'll probably do a video on this to see if to let y'all know on my side. Y'all let me know. I want to see how many.
I mean, if
people
it's
gonna lie
gone, it's
about it,
gone
or
though.
if it's gonna be
You
real.
know.
Or at this time, they could scrub it from the internet. Go ahead, and make
Yep.
this shit just disappear.
Yep.
People, some
They
strange
do.
stuff going on
They
in this
like
world
to
that
switch
has
it
been
up.
going on. There's secrets and wonders in this world that they do not want revealed to us, but they reveal it to us through TVs and movies.
There was also that time somebody found Mars in the middle of the ocean. I don't know if you guys knew about that. Yeah, they went to like somewhere in a specific like location of like the ocean, and it went in, and it was fucking
All y'all
Mars.
heard about a possibility, and it seemed the White House spokesman talking about the possibility of mass evacuations, contingency
What?
plans.
Why?
In case of war.
What? Since when? I didn't hear about this.
They want this land because this is really Egypt, the real Israel. Everything is here. This is the promised land. And they know that there's going to come a time when they gotta go. Because you stole
If you,
it from God's
let me tell you
people.
this. If they try to do Texas,
So what they've been doing
Texas
in
gonna fight.
Hawaii and all, remember
You
what
know
that man
Texas
said
gonna
that was
fight.
very
You
key?
know those motherfuckers are gonna
There's
try to
not
fight.
a place on
They're
this
crazy.
earth where the
They
United
got
States
guns. They
doesn't have a
ready.
contingency plan for
They want to
mass
stay. They're not
evacuations.
moving.
They want to take people out of here
Not in Texas.
so
I
that
bet you
you
that.
can activate.
Watch.
They gonna cause a major problem and then acting like in order for you to have your life saved, they gonna give you a free ride.
I don't know.
Come stay in one of
Watch.
these bunkers. And you go into
Yeah,
a
right.
concentration camp.
That's a lie.
They're gonna try to trick you into leaving your own land. See, they can't force you out. But
I
the
spit
one
on
thing
it.
they is
Ew.
gonna do is trick you.
We building. Keep watching.
Damn. He was forceful on that.
Very, very late message, but this one is actually from my husband, and I just had a reminder a few minutes ago. He told me to
Ships
tell y'all,
pulling up.
when them ships
What?
pull up, get on the ships. I don't care
Oh.
that our beliefs are different.
I know.
or
It's,
whatever,
okay.
whatever,
They're
you
talking
know,
about
you
like
think
the
we're crazy, whatever
like
you think.
you know
I'm
weird
telling
spaceships
you, if
and shit.
those ships pull up, you better
Yeah.
get on them. Because if you stay behind, you're going to be sorry. A lot of y'all got children, y'all got families, people that y'all love. You don't understand what's going on. Father is not going to spare America. He is going to remove his children, put them up in a
I know what
safe
she's
place,
talking
in
about
a
now.
wilderness, in a place that he has prepared for them. The rest of the world will be going through great tribulation. And no, you're not getting beamed up out of here before that happens. It's going to be the worst thing that the world has ever experienced. Get on the ship. Don't love your possessions too much. Don't love some of your loved ones too much. I can't go because such ain't going. Well, you and them finna go through hell and possibly even lose your life. When them ships pull up, get on them because the world is fixing to
Damn.
see the wrath.
If it happens, I'm just saying. If it happens, y'all get on it. No questions asked. Just get on it.
She clearly
That's what they always
learned
said.
her lesson on the stories. Well, I mean the fake stories about how niggas got on the boat. What happened last time in the stories? Niggas
Oh yeah,
got on
that
the boat was
they
some-
did that
some
too.
Motherfuckers we ain't know.
That also
Turned
happened.
into slaves, but we know that's not
That's
a
true,
real story.
too.
But I'm just using it. I'm just letting
It's
you know,
kinda
like,
weird,
we
like-
just don't get on the boats with strangers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
And then
also
what
the
happened
other
to
thing.
us standing up for ours. This is our
He's
land.
right, he's
We're
right.
from this land.
It's
This
true.
is- like what you don't understand about that? People are so ready to flee when anything comes, and now you're gonna abandon everything
There's
to
also
go
that
somewhere else.
he's not wrong. There's the theory that the people getting taken are the bad ones because they need to get taken away, while the people that are good stay so they can, take back the land. That was the other theory too, which is interesting. But now it's like, okay, well, now what the fuck do we do? You know what I mean? Now nobody knows.
I've been all around the world. These other places ain't what you think it is. It's cool to travel and see other things, but to actually live and the quality of life, It ain't, the life ain't life in the way that you think that it is. You're talking about small-minded people that have never been nowhere. You got to check yourself and understand what's really going on out here. You have to protect what you have. But look, if God's wrath is coming down on everybody, why would you try to run away from that anyway? Staying here for judgment because you are a part of it, right? Why everybody want to just run away from they goddamn problems and stuff? Why not stand up for it and be honorable about your shit? You know? Yeah, y'all get what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all getting on the boat on the boat with a bunch of foreigners. We already seen the boat pull up in the movie Turn Your Lead the World Behind.
What?
You seen the name
that
that was
real?
on the side of the boat.
Is that what
You
it
seen
was?
what it went to.
I need
It
to
went
watch that
back
movie.
to some slavery type shit. Ain't nobody getting on boats. That's cap. That's crazy. This is our land, and y'all need to start recognizing that and being more, involved with who you are, and stop listening to people that aren't you telling you who you are. That shit crazy as hell. My bad. I had to put that in there because that just hurt my nerve when I seen that shit. That's crazy. Cowards. There's no honor amongst cowards.
No way. I need my hat for this. Now I need my mic.
I was like,
But you know shit. It's about to get real. What the bruh? They found a whole underground city?
Wait, what?
Underground city under New York City?
Oh, that,
Bruh,
yeah.
Cops clash with dozens of
Yeah.
Orthodox men in synagogue as riots break out during secret underground tunnel.
Yeah, there's
Tunnel?
cities all under the
Guys,
cities.
I found a boots on the ground, guys.
Not just New York.
I found a creator that lives
Other places.
right in the building over this, and she's got some valuable insight for all of us. If you like this type of content and want to keep up with me, make sure you follow, like, and save for more. Thank you for watching.
So I don't know if you guys know what's going on, but I'm here to put y'all on because all of this is happening right underneath my building. So I moved in this neighborhood in 2021, March of 2021 at that. Ever since I have moved here, it has been one of the most frustrating experiences because it seems like every day for 2 years straight, they have some sort of construction going on. I complained to 311. Sometimes those motherfuckers will come and be working downstairs at 4 in the morning. But here's the thing, though. I never knew what they were building. I would just hear all this construction, and I would walk outside, and I'm like, but what are y'all even doing? So I got in contact with my landlord because his company owns the entire neighborhood. I live in a Jewish neighborhood. It wasn't until one day my neighbor needed something downstairs from our basement. And mind you, where we live in a townhouse. I didn't even know we had a basement. But she stumbles downstairs into the basement of our building. And what she saw shook her to the core. And the way that the buildings in this neighborhood are set up is that the buildings are kind of connected. And literally right next door to me is a children's daycare. Like our buildings are touching. My neighbor's in the basement. She looks to her left and sees that just like the train station, they have turnstiles. So she starts looking around and notices that there are cameras. And not just any type of cameras now. The facial recognition camera, like the cameras that follow your face around. And apparently there's also an age limit to enter down there. Apparently there's a laundromat down there. There is also a sauna down there that she saw. They have a spa facility, a laundromat, an underground full-on city. And that's
What the
alarming to
fuck?
me for so many reasons because me and my neighbor, we're just tenants. Like, we don't know what's going on below us. We don't know what anybody else got plans. We just need homes. But right below us is an entire secret underground city.
And they didn't know about this shit.
Underneath a daycare.
That's crazy.
There's an underground city right below us that stretches pretty fucking far. And we have no idea what's going on down there. But they just got busted. So, I don't know. I guess I shall see.
And we shall see, my friend. Let's see what the news lets us know. But I tagged her below. That's the creator.
I doubt the
You guys
news
can
gonna say
follow.
anything.
Also, shout out to you. Thank you for sharing this information with us. We truly appreciate it. If you guys like this type of content and want to see more, make sure you follow me. You heard?
That's weird, though.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Crazy.
Can I open it?
We building. Look at this.
Okay, what's this? Ah.
This video
It's
comes from Brendan
makes sense.
912.
Stuff
Let
like
me
that
start
has
by
happened.
saying His account looks rather normal, and he's even an artist. But in a recent video, he describes how he finds a hidden door behind a wall. Feeling curious, they open that door only to be met with
Another
secret
wall.
lights. And that's when it goes from lighthearted to serious, because they do make an opening, and it does not go well. Many
Really?
commenters, myself included, have been asking for updates, but we haven't had word yet. I'll update in a part 2.
In
if
the
I hear back
room,
from it.
too.
But I don't know about this one. Let me know what you think.
That's crazy. What did you say? Something weird? couch sleeping.
Chair. Quilt.
What the fuck?
That's dust or something towards me. That's a.
Is that? Well,
See
why
the
is there a
beep in
light?
there.
What it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's a light. Oh, did you see that to the right? Right there at the door? What is that peeking? Who's peeking?
Jesus Christ.
Is that a man?
Did you see that?
What? What? Go back. That's a. Is that a man right there? Is that his chair? What's all this stuff in here?
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, what the hell's that? Did you see that?
What? There's also like what I thought when he zoomed in right there. This right here, I thought that looked like somebody right there. Like, yeah, see, it looked like somebody peeked right there.
Jesus Christ, what the hell's that?
Either way, that's weird. This is inside his house. You know, the other side of the wall. Like, what the
Check
fuck?
this out, y'all. You know what this is? You already know. Look at all the stuff happening in Florida, y'all.
A lot of weird stuff is happening over there.
Look at this. This is Florida. Fort Walton
Crazy.
Beach. I zoomed in, y'all. Let's see if we see anything. Look at that one. That looks like a portal.
Really?
Oh, wow. Yo. What an amazing time to be alive.
That's some weird clowns, yeah.
Florida got all the bangers. This video
Weird stuff
was
is
solely for
happening over there.
entertainment purposes
And
only,
California
only
lately.
raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times, y'all.
Both
You
have had
see
some weird
Florida
stuff going
talking
on.
about it. Florida's going through the shift. Everywhere on the planet is going through the shift. But Florida seems like a hotspot right now. See, that's why I told you they told black people to move away from Florida. Y'all remember that, right? They told black people to move away from Florida because they know what's about to happen. Florida is the key to Atlantis, baby. Egypt.
I know some weird stuff was happening in Florida before, though. Last year, the year before.
Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know
About
what to
people
do,
moving
y'all.
out.
Keep up with your boy. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
The purpose of them blocking the sun, the government, because the government is part of the elites. I hope we know this. Your prime minister, your president in your country are the elites. And they worship the dev. But they are all doing this because majority of them, I'm sorry, you can say tinfoil hat or whatever, it goes deep because the majority of them are not human. They're reptilians. Reptilians, they live underground because they can't take the sun. Bill Gates is a reptilian, hence why he wants to block the sun. And majority of your politicians, prime ministers, fucking the royal family, celebrities,
like snakes and all that. Aren't they fine with
from the
the sun and
reptilian
stuff?
race. And what they do, they can shapeshift. They
can't handle the cold though.
Holographic
That's what I thought.
technology to shapeshift and portray themselves as that human. And that's why you can see a lot of videos of celebrities like their eye shifting because they can break shift a lot. Anyway, that is one of the biggest reasons that they are blocking the sun because the sun is so powerful, and another reason is it's waking people up. A lot more people in the last 4 years have been waking up. And the sun is a big part of that. That's why sun gazing, looking at the sun is good. But they tell you you'll go blind if you look at the sun. No, you don't. And that's why
They do say you go blind,
high up
yeah.
Celebrity, billionaires, Bill Gates and all those fuckheads, they have bunkers, underground bunkers. That's why you got the Denver airport. Underneath the Denver airport, what is living there? Fucking reptilians.
He's right though.
This is a
You don't go
known thing.
blind, as far as I know.
They cannot take the
I've
sun.
actually looked at it,
Blocking it so that
and I haven't
no
gone
one can
blind.
raise in vibration because that's what the sun is here to do. It's here to awaken people.
Of course, you shouldn't do it.
And they don't
Like
want
when I
this.
do it,
Especially
when
the
it's just
reptilian
right up
race,
in the
who,
sky, you know,
one,
because
can't
you will
take the
start
sun,
seeing
and
stuff.
two, are in control of
You'll
this
have a spot
matrix.
in your eye.
So of course they're not going to want
I
people
get
to
it.
wake up in this matrix.
Ooh. Hey, look, think about that though. Think about that, man. Look, the next breakdown is gonna be on, we're gonna deal more with the sun and the genetics and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah?
I'm definitely working on one of those type of videos.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say
nice.
the next video, but we're gonna
Nice,
get
nice,
that
nice.
video in sometime pretty soon.
Yeah.
The next couple of videos that drop, but
That's
it's
the end.
crazy, man, and they're really
wait.
trying to block that thing out there
Oh, wait.
every day on the
I like
daily,
to
bro.
watch this
Even
stuff.
at sunset.
Yes,
You know,
bro.
when the sun is setting, bro, they still
Bruh.
spraying. They still spraying.
The
They
sun
trying to
gets
block us
blocked
from over
out
here from seeing
so
it.
much.
At one point, I've seen 2 suns. I got it.
Really?
I I got a picture of it actually.
I've never gotten
See
it.
if I can.
But the sun has been blocked out quite a bit lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep, right here. Hopefully y'all can see.
Sometimes
this.
you'll get lucky. It's up in day, broad daylight, and you know there's nothing there.
Picture of it.
Oh
Two
snap!
suns setting
That
up
is true. That's
Yeah,
two.
Can't make that up. That's real.
One's
I took
bright
that
though,
on
and the
my
other
phone.
one isn't. That's nice.
Two
That's
of 'em.
crazy.
They've been spraying it heavily and heavily. Like you can barely see it sometimes, but you know it
Dang.
is what it is. People like we seeing these
I've never
things.
seen
a lot
that.
of people
Like somebody
you know, I'm
actually
not gonna
showing it off
discount
for
what
real, for real?
everybody say at the Miami situation, but some of those folks is just straight cap.
Crazy
and
though.
You could tell that you know they're out here trying to gain some type of momentum,
Thank you,
some
thank you,
type
thank
of
you for the
clout.
follow. I
off
appreciate
of,
it.
You know, being in that mall situation. So you gotta watch the stories that you listen to and how they say it. Just watch their body language and stuff, and then it tell you a lot of truth about the people, because your mouth can say another thing, but your actions and stuff and your energy can show others. Learn how to read people's aura fields, not just the words that come out their mouth. You know, you have to read everything. You know, so it is what it is, people. But let me know how y'all feel about that, man. Our entities really taking portals into Miami.
Crazy.
Did the Hellbound situation make sense
Crazy,
to y'all?
crazy.
Like, this shit crazy though. Like they've been
is
speaking
crazy.
about it, and then
A
it
lot of
happens.
stuff's crazy.
You know, ain't nobody getting beat the fuck up like that. That Hellbound shit was crazy. It's extreme. You
Yeah,
see when
watch that
dudes
now.
running down the street, his mouth was all bloody and shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
they're beating his ass. Like when they get you, they putting them paws on that ass. Like it's over. That's I'm telling you. See how he was punching the car? Imagine punching a person like that. That's what they was doing. It's crazy. But make sure y'all go check that out, man. Make sure y'all staying right with yourselves. Y'all eating better, exercising, get out here, be active, you know, spread that positive energy, that love. If you got some hate in your system, you know what? Go do something. Go run. Go run. Even if you don't like to run, go run and push yourself. Get angry while you run. Motivate yourself. That's what I do sometimes. You motivate. Think about something like, ooh, this motherfucker would love for me to fail today. I'm not gonna fail today. Even my legs is burning, I'm still gonna go. My lungs are on fire. You know what? I'm gonna keep running until I don't feel that no more.
That's crazy.
You have to change. We have to evolve. We have to keep upgrading ourselves. You know?
Crazy.
So that's the hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on to something. It holds on to your humanity so we can finish growing and as a people, man, and come into, you know, a higher consciousness level together. You feel me? I don't want to be at this joint by myself or trying to be by myself. Ain't no fun. Just
It's
like
not,
me, you
yeah.
know, like I get money, right? But it's no fun when people around you ain't getting it either. You know, so that's why I like to show people,
Makes
like
sense.
to teach them. I like to
Makes
be
sense.
transparent with them about these different things, because it's not just about me. I want everybody to be happy in their own way. And I just use that as an example. Money is not everything. I can care
It's
less.
not.
If the money
Yeah.
system went down today, I would be, nigga, I would
Fine,
be out here
right?
farming or something like the
Doing
rest of you,
something
right
else,
beside
right?
you. I'm no
Right.
different.
I get
None
it. I
of
get
that.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody is above the collective.
I'm not like
And that's
some
facts. But
crazy.
look, man,
Like
hopefully
I understand
y'all
what he
found
means.
some inspiration, or you
Just
got
like some of the rich
information
people have
from
said,
this
like
video.
you get rich,
You know, I'll be
you can have
definitely dropping
everything,
more
but then you'll be
videos
unhappy
in the next-
sometimes still.
Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna drop another video tomorrow. But look, make sure y'all got your notifications on. Make sure
I
y'all
will,
subscribe to my
brother.
channel
I
if
will,
you've been
brother.
here. If you haven't
Again,
subscribed to my channel,
if you
just
don't
been
remember
watching
who
me,
this
look, man,
is,
I ain't gonna lie. That
this
shit's
is
just
Dre.
weird.
Dre
Let's go
OG
ahead and subscribe
reacts
already.
right there. Just-
Like for real.
I'll
We
get
go
the video.
there.
I'll save it up.
I'm
I'll leave it
I'm
up.
just
You know.
joking. Just joking. But look,
Just leave
I
it
see
up.
y'all in the
And,
next video.
I
Like I
in the
always
bod,
say, spread
I'll
love.
try
There's
to
too much
put
hate
it
in this
out there.
world. Love
The
you guys.
video
See you
clip,
in the next
like
video. And I'm out though.
which one it
Bye.
is and stuff like that, so everybody can watch it. The whole thing. Like I said, you don't have to watch me. You can watch them. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. I get it. Anyways, I wanted to keep it short, but I kind of still want to go watch White. I'm not sure if I'll finish it or not, but yeah. You know what? Let's go for it. We'll go for it. Go for it. This is White, just so you're aware. My boy here,
We'll be
our boy here.
creepy and bizarre
Let's see
TikToks
this
that
what he's got.
question reality.
He's another one, just like Dre. Does some stuff. It's different. Sometimes he gets different stuff.
Brands that use privatized prison labor for their products. You would be shocked. It's a huge business. So let's check
Really?
it out. I know you lying. Starbucks, Verizon,
Walmart.
Victoria's
Oh,
Secret,
that kind of
Ace,
makes sense.
CCC, Sprint, Whole Foods.
Them.
My coworker
Yeah.
called it whole paycheck.
Hmm.
Target, Nordstrom, AT&T, Microsoft, Nike, Honda, Macy's. What is going on? It say there's a list of 4,100 companies that profit from prison labor,
And it's probably more because some corporations use prison labor that use it are absent from the list due to lack of transparency.
I actually heard some stuff about this that, in a way, it was built back in the day, prison and stuff like that. They were built as a source of free labor. It was like back in the day they would use slaves or something as free labor, and then when it kind of like was being, you know, what was it, phased out, they wanted to still have a way to get free labor from them. So they created prisons, and prisons are now the free labor instead. And they use it apparently. They were saying for pretty much everything. Like fast food people are sometimes prisoners. You just don't know it, which is actually crazy.
Even stocks that they consider the best prison stocks. So
yes,
Planeteer Tech.
When it comes to that, there was the what was it? The rappers way back. They were telling about that as well. That they were told that the more, what is it? The more individuals who are in jail, the more you would make, because you are able, as you know, being part of that rapping industry or whatever, right there, with their contract, you would be able to buy some of these stocks that are the prisons, and you'd be making money because you rapping and stuff or whatever. Something they did with that, helped with that, which was insane.
CACI International,
Crazy.
Axon Enterprise. They're traded on NASDAQ and all. New York Exchange, child.
Man. So basically, the prison system is just a new school slave system, repatched up, and it's got some nice little bows and buttons on it, huh?
Yep.
That's basically what it is.
Yep.
Paramount wanted foolish ways.
Yeah, in a motherfucking dress.
They were ready to sign you on the dotted line, but you just couldn't play ball.
Whatever happened to integrity, man, huh? How many brothers gotta wear a motherfucking dress? Everybody on TV
yes.
on a goddamn dress. Shanae, Shanana, Shanuki. What else is nigga? It ain't happening.
You know what the problem is?
Buddy.
Got a little bit of chemical imbalance, that's all.
Man, look, man, all we gotta do is regroup, man. We can make this shit happen.
Listen, man, you're not hearing me, man. I don't care about the money either, man. I wanted to build a career, make a legend. Not be out here dealing some loser. Man, I'm through with it.
Yeah, well, fuck you too. Never needed your ass anyway. Talking about making a motherfucking legend. You can't make shit. I was born a legend. I'm the last of the great ones, motherfucker. Remember that. When you go get your little punk ass, no name ass comics, bitch.
Ooh. Hey, Eddie Griffin a real one too, just like Cat Williams. Yeah. I don't know if Eddie Griffin's ever put on a dress in a movie though, because there's a lot of them that have that you might not even think about.
Yeah.
But I don't think
they showed it a lot that on the dress, and the dresses they say is an initiation to get in, or something like that. It's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
I'm all in the way. Now, peep game. Look at these tall black figures. I know why they scared. I know why they afraid. That look like my uncle in the middle. That look like my cousin over here, and one of my cousins over here.
Really?
That's why they afraid. But they won't go into detail. Stay tuned.
Oh, that is crazy.
Bro,
didn't think about that.
So that's what that was.
Everybody responding, but ain't nobody calling him a liar. And they can't call him a liar because he really has receipts. He got them all responding. But you know what interests me the most though is I can't find no pictures of Cat Williams with Diddy. But you know who I can find? Tiffany Haddish. I mean, everybody he was speaking about. Cedric the Entertainer. I mean, we got Kevin Hart 100 times with him.
Yeah, they buddy.
Harvey with the fro. And I know y'all probably wondering, like, well, they just pictures, but it's the same with the Epstein Island list. You mean to tell me these folks was on this island, but they ain't know what he was doing? It's the same way you mean to tell me these folks friends with this man, be at his house and don't know what he be doing? And they must be real good friends to let somebody your age date your daughter. We got Faison out there.
What? I didn't even know that.
We got Ludacris. That must really used to be tight. Right around the time DC got Hollywood Squares. I like them colors too. They remind me of something.
Oh snap!
We're gonna come on here next. We even got Oprah with Diddy. How that happened?
Apparently, Oprah's running away too. I don't know if y'all heard that. She took millions left.
Why is Kanye looking like that?
Hold up! What the? What? You see who that was?
Williams in one though, but everybody else for some weird reason.
In a dress. It's that dress stuff again.
These dudes is crazy.
The school system, that's training for prison. It's the exact system, it's the exact format as prison. Education system is already funded by governments, the elites, the rich people, bro. They're gonna control you and make you go to their school so they keep making money. They don't care if society advances. They don't care if the world is better. They just care if they're still on top and still making money. Yeah. Whether you get a good job, a bad job, whatever. If it was so much that they cared about, oh, let's have all these people in the right jobs, the right sectors of life, education would be free. If they really cared. But nah, you have to pay for that. They want poor people. Poor people are the desperate ones that make the decisions that the money leaks into and goes back into the rich people's pocket.
If you put fleas, right, in a jar, they can't jump as high, and you close it, and you leave it for 3 days, and you open back the lid, they will only jump to the point where they can't escape. So that's
the height of the jar.
Put
Yeah.
to these kids in school. You tell them rules. You give them rules. You put them in that system.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go higher than that system.
Taught to follow rules from day one, man.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Know. Institutionalized.
Everything they are
Makes
doing
sense
right
to some
now is a
degree.
distraction. We are 7 days into the new year.
But you should be respectful.
It's all been
Stuff like that,
bunch
you know.
Of actual fuckery. I knew there was going to be a lot this year, as I've told a lot of my followers. I knew.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this year already.
To this
Crazy.
extent, very early, I was not expecting.
Insane, almost.
But it's just a circus show that we live in. First, you got the Epstein list, which is that's a distraction. But then on top of that, they are trying to distract you with the alien in the mole.
Yeah, there's the mall alien
that's
stuff.
A distraction.
Already.
Then you got Cat Williams exposing all these celebrities.
Then you got
which is the truth, what you were saying, but it's still a distraction. And then now you got all these celebrities trying to expose other celebrities because of Cat Williams, and it's all going on right now.
And they're all trying to escape. Everybody's trying to leave.
Like where I am right now, it is freezing cold. It was a massive storm today.
Yes.
Normally it'd be 40 degrees. Peak.
For me, it's hot and it's warm. Well, it's warm and it's rainy, which when it should be winter. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it should be colder. It is cold on days it's not raining, but when it's raining, it's warm. And that's weird. That's very weird here. That's not normal. Yeah, it's kind of strange, all right.
Peaking 40 degrees heat right now. They are doing weather control literally not just where I live, but all around the world.
They've confirmed that.
I did hear
the cloud seeding and all that. That's already been the thing, you know. They mentioned it several times. Pilots have come out and said it. Now they're doing the seed one, and yeah, that's kind of crazy already right there. Also, again, Japan. Don't forget about the Japan earthquakes and stuff like that that's happened this year.
Here today, my son
and the California stuff.
That is like negative degrees or close to 0 degrees on the West Coast.
Right.
I'm like, what? Since when has it been 0 degrees on the West Coast? That's some crazy stuff to hear. So there's definitely something going on with
weird.
the weather, y'all.
Yeah,
it's earthquake straight away. This
fucking weird.
New year. Like, there's so many different things going on with the weather right now, all around the world, and people are getting a bit sus about it, saying this is not how the weather should be. Especially in Australia right now, where I am, it is literally it's freezing cold, and it does not make any sense. They're trying to block the sun because the sun is very powerful, and it is going to wake a lot more people up. So yeah, they can only do it for a matter of time because, like I said, the sun is so powerful that their weather control can't do shit. But yeah, for now, you've just got to really do the inner work on yourself to see these illusions around you.
There's some weird weather stuff going on.
All effery
knows
going
the
around.
truth behind social media?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't? Well, you gonna learn today. When you talk about social media, you
Let's
have
find
to
out.
break it down. Social and media. We know what social is.
Yeah.
What the fuck is media?
Brainwash, right?
Medea. And see, Medea was a Greek goddess. She controlled and casted magic. And what she was most known for is she had the ability to control emotions, love, and desires. Desires. Then when you look at how people treat the media, doesn't it control what they desire? Scrolling on any social media app leave you on a goddamn emotional roller coaster? Even if you can't tell me it don't feel like you've been put under a hypnotic spell when you scrolling for hours and lose track of time without you consciously knowing you did. I know people.
Well, not me. I don't really
Greek god,
stick around.
No possible way. Nike, the goddess of victory.
What?
Janus, or January, the god of transition.
Oh yeah, I remember
the god
that.
of beginning and end, like New Year's. But I literally can go all day showing you how these Greek gods.
There's some March and all that's the actual New Year's.
One of the stories: be consciously aware of the energy that you're using while you own this media. Y'all, let me know what y'all think about the truth behind media in the comments. Like and follow for more.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
Stay tuned. Follow me on
So
YouTube
many different stuff, series,
content,
stuff
hit
now
that
too.
email
It's like what's real, what's not. Yeah.
And what's crazy about that?
What's
y'all,
facts?
is like,
What's
you
history?
Can be
you know.
praising certain gods out here and not even know it because they didn't set it up that way to where the things that you do are, unconsciously making you praise that god. For instance, constantly wearing Nike. People, treat Nike like it's a god because guess what? It is.
Yeah, a lot of people like Nike, huh?
Clipping from 1877.
1877.
Let's read it. The population of the Indian Territory.
There was crazy stuff in 1800s. It wasn't that far unadvanced at all. It was pretty advanced as fuck.
Who do not cultivate the soil, or the Osages, Cheyennes, Arapahos, Kiowas, and Pawnees, and number 20,000.
It's a lot.
Those mixed with the whites or partly civilized are the Cherokee, Creeks, Seminoles, Choctaws, and Chickasaws. That's why they was called the 5 civilized tribes, because they was infiltrated by the white man. A white man marrying a squaw becomes a white Indian, and a white woman marrying an Indian becomes a white squaw. There are also a lot of black Indians who are Negroes. Altogether, these number 55,000. Besides these, there are 6,000 Negro citizens of the United States, formerly slaves of the Chickasaw, which they call freemen.
What?
They do not rank as Indians, while a black Indian does.
What?
We know the truth now. Fuck.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, we know the truth now. We know the truth, man. We've been here.
Gypsy's husband, Gypsy's mother?
Wait, what?
What?
Same person?
What? Wait, what?
What am I seeing? I just feel like it's the same person now.
Yeah, a little bit, huh?
Who's Gypsy, by the way, guys?
Who is that?
Well, let's take a quick look at Stephen Hawking. I've talked a lot about how
I don't know who that is either.
Was not a real person. He was a character.
Wait, what?
And people say, how
Stephen
dare
Hawking
you?
is a character.
How dare you? When Dave Chappelle makes fun of it in 5 years, we'll discuss it. But this is an actual translation. Before his robot voice, he had a translator who looks exactly like Larry Bird. Tell me if you think that anything about this is real.
I think, in a way, physics has been a progress away from mysticism towards a rational understanding of the universe.
Stephen, when did you first realize you wanted to be a physicist?
I think I knew from about the age of 9 or 10.
That doesn't seem real.
How did he get that from that?
Right?
I think you learned about the age of 9. How'd you get that from?
That was. I always wondered why that was like
not
possible.
To make fun of him or anything like that.
And then he became able to
just
just talk on the thing, and then it was
seems off
easy.
here.
The early stages, yeah, like this, yeah. This is crazy. Like,
Most of my activities, like playing with model fireworks, or model railways, or playing complicated games, was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me. I was never very good with my hands, and my models did not work very well.
Okay,
it
guys,
could be
you can all
scripted.
see that this is not real at all. It was normalized by Han Solo and Chewbacca. As you can see there, on the left is Han Solo, and on the right is Chewbacca. No one understands the grunting and gurgling, but somehow Han Solo, with his he has the same haircut as Han Solo, and he's alleged to be a very handsome Larry Bird guy. There is no way that the gurgling, and this is why the internet changed the entire game with scams. Is back in the day, a lot of people were not exposed to people that treat people with ALS or a lot of these ailments. Ukrainian Bear is currently taking care of someone with ALS. We can talk to him right now. Is that possible? Is that actual speech? Of course not. That's legitimately insane. And this guy cheated on his wife. He didn't exist, Matt. That's my point. He was Helen Keller.
Cheated on his wife. Yeah, what the fuck? I forgot about that.
Xfinity. Helen Keller had a British accent, even though she couldn't hear. How is that possible, you ask yourself? Well, it isn't possible. Let's just take another look at this, and then we'll discuss something called empathy vampires. I believe Keanu Reeves is 100% an empathy vampire based on his life story, how he lives, who he's currently with, romantically. I can prove it. I can prove that. I can't prove that there was any kind of satanic sacrifice or anything like that. I think he might actually not even be a super bad guy. He might be completely. I'll have conclusions at the end. But anyway, let's just have another big laugh.
Yeah.
And again, there's going to be people that say, "How dare you laugh at a cripple?" Guys, what you're watching is a scam. That's not an authentically diseased person. And if it is, they're using him. It's kind of like what they did with Greta Thunberg and David Hogg. They'll use children as human shields to front their agendas, and then when you attack them, they go, "How dare you attack a child?" Well, why did you put a child on CNN? So I
that's
believe
true.
that Stephen Hawking was alive with
When
ALS for about 5 years.
you're not supposed to be on there.
I think he was a real
From what I
person.
knew, back in the day, you weren't allowed, like,
and I think that,
right?
People
And they would
saw
like if you didn't want to,
some reason,
they didn't
more
care
the
about that. They
masses
just,
were
as long as you
listening to a
told
guy
them
because of his disease,
behind closed doors and
if he
stuff,
had,
you know,
a faster mind, because it
They'd believe
degenerates
you.
the mind and the ability to communicate. So then they used his brand, probably a puppet, guys. I don't know, someone playing the role. I don't know, but guys, this isn't actual translation.
You can't.
I don't think it is either, really. Like, it doesn't make sense how he's able to figure out all that speech. No way he's understanding fully everything.
Stephen, when did you first realize you wanted to be a physicist?
I think I knew from about the age of 9 or 10.
Bro, how?
Yeah, how?
Y'all, tell me I ain't tripping. He did not translate that.
That I wanted to be a scientist. Most of my activities, like playing with model fireworks, or model railways, or playing complicated games, was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me. I was never very good with my hands.
It just
My models did
doesn't
not work very well.
seem possible.
But I was
You
always
know?
interested in models that I could control.
Doesn't it all sound the same?
Nowadays, I have translated that into studying physics. Because in a way,
The funniest guy by far is this guy, because I think he's watching this whole thing like, just don't point out that this is.
Just don't point it out.
What do y'all think about that whole situation, right?
How do you believe it?
mean,
you know, like
yeah,
right
really think
there.
he translated that
Even
stuff?
then, back then, I was like, "That's not real."
Man, ain't no way. Ain't no
Now,
way.
yeah, with the talking of the little thing, I was like, "Okay, that makes more sense," you know.
Keep asking me what are the distractions and what are they distracting us from? That a lot of people are thinking that they're distracting us from the Epstein list that just came out, but that is a distraction too. Yes, it's true, but it's still a distraction. Everything that you see with these two eyes is literally like 5%. Then the rest is literally the spiritual realm. This matrix was built so that you cannot see the spiritual realm. You can't see past the third dimension. That's why we live in a 3D. And there's a lot of things going on in the spiritual realm right now. This is why these distractions are coming out this year. And there's a lot of things going on in different dimensions that is merging into this one. So that's why they're doing cover-ups of, the Project Bluebeam are going to do a lot of cover-ups this year to say that these are the aliens that they're projecting out on holograms in the sky. That's not the real aliens.
Oh yeah.
Because there is actual extraterrestrials coming down.
You won't know what's what.
You know what I mean?
Honestly.
Humanity. And yeah, so it goes deep. This is why you are going to see a lot of these distractions this year.
At this point, you just go with feeling. Whatever feels in your mind and your body, that's real. You should trust whatever your feelings give you.
So they have to distract us.
Honestly.
It's not a physical distraction like they're distracting us from the Epstein list or this or that that we all can see and know about. It is stuff that we don't know about in the spiritual realm that they are distracting us from.
Well, I mean, technically, his TikTok would also be a distraction if that's the case. If everything
could be
a distraction.
True. You're not technically wrong.
Something that doesn't sit right.
If everything's a distraction.
With Jeffrey Epstein's former driver and bodyguard. And this is absolutely crazy. I'm going to show you some receipts. So this is Igor Zinoviev. He was a former UFC fighter, a really, really tough guy. And at some point in his career, he became Jeffrey Epstein's personal bodyguard. And for years, there have been rumors, remember these are all allegations, that he was the bodyguard that would scare some of the girls that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking into staying silent and basically doing what they were told. So a few years ago in 2019, this interview came out with Igor, and he's basically being asked all these questions about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's talk about it. So this is all a recorded interview. So Igor isn't a native English speaker, so some of his English is a bit broken, but right here the interview is basically just saying you were an MMA fighter and then confirming that he was Jeffrey Epstein's driver and his bodyguard and his personal trainer. The interviewer then confirms that Igor lived in Jeffrey Epstein's house, he flew on the Lolita Express, and he was with Jeffrey Epstein 24/7, which means that he more than likely saw some of the elements of the sex trafficking operation. And then this interview gets into some murky water. So in an interview in 2015, Igor was talking about all these allegations about the teenage girls that Jeffrey Epstein was hanging around. But then in 2019, when this reporter talked to him after Epstein was killed, he backtracked all of his comments. I don't know if he was afraid or if he didn't want to implicate himself. But basically, I'm going to read you this. The reporter asked, in our conversation in 2015, he described his relationship with teenage girls. So many times I try to stop him. I try to tell him my opinion about that. He don't listen to me. That's the reason why I'm not working for him no more. I make him do that to let me go. You remember saying that? And then he basically tries to backtrack and say, no, I never saw teenage girls around Epstein. But in 2015, he clearly was talking about teenage girls. And then the reporter keeps grilling Igor. They say, here's another thing you said last time about Epstein and the girls you saw at his house, specifically about moments when you were trying to offer him advice about his conduct. Sometimes he tries to make a joke. He'd say, thank you, Grandma. I don't need your opinion. So when you tried to do something good, he would try to make a joke in front of his girls. I never give anyone any questions. It's one of my rules, actually. I be honest with you. I never ask any of my clients what they do for a living or how they do whatever they do. I just do my job and that's it. And then they ask, do you remember saying that? To which he replies, yeah, I said that. And he tried to warn Jeffrey Epstein about the cops being on his trail. He also tried to state that he just never asks any of his employers questions. He just kind of blindly works for people, which would actually serve to clear him of any wrongdoing because he was working around the sex trafficking ring. He was basically saying, oh yeah, I never asked about it, so I wasn't involved at all. I do find it interesting, though, that he does acknowledge the girls. And here's another quote that
back in the day, yeah.
Here's another quote from our last interview. Here's what Igor said. He had a couple girlfriends. They have no idea the degree of what they are doing, but you can't tell nothing to them because they support him, kind of. For the while, this one girl can be more attached to him. He just fire her. Fire them and keep them away. For example, I give you some idea. You have private plane and you have 3 girlfriends and one girl can be more attached to him. And next week, he don't take that girl. He takes another one and he just switch them. He brings them on a couple trips and then get different girls. That's what he's doing. And then they ask, sorry about that. Then they ask, do you remember that? And he says, no, I don't remember saying that. But basically what he's saying here is that he was there for all of the sex trafficking. The girls being on the plane, the girls being switched out
being treated, yeah.
And this interview just
treated nice and then dumped.
And basically, like, the interviewer says, like, I know that you don't want to confirm this. I know that it's sensitive. But when he tries to backtrack, they say, I'll send you the receipts. I have your exact quotes. But it's when he starts to talk about Epstein taking his own life or his belief that he didn't, that's when this interview gets dark and disturbing. I'm going to make a part 2, so make sure you follow if you want to hear what he had to say. It's pretty crazy.
That would have been the one to sit and like to listen to.
Look at this fake moon stuff, guys. Look at this blue screen / green screen CGI.
Yeah, we know
stuff.
this. Crazy.
Look at that.
So that's how they do it.
It's so easy to just make it seem like you're in space, and everyone believes that
it's just CI green screen
in space.
Yeah, it really is nowadays.
Historic first step in becoming the first man.
That's why it's hard to tell what's real and what's not nowadays. Because they've caught them every now and then that they weren't there.
Who shot that footage?
What do you mean?
Well, if Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, then who's holding the camera?
That's the other thing.
Ain't that a good question?
And they also they proved that was like a lot of people that were there came out and said it was false.
No,
it was fake.
What you're asking, I'm just. Could have been like a tripod, or no, that's not.
It's all a big TV show.
Are being lied to because no one has ever been in space.
Nope.
There is a theory that suggests we have never explored space due to a transparent barrier surrounding our world. Beyond this barrier, there is no open space or vacuum, rather water. It may all sound crazy, but in 1962, the U.S.
I've heard about all this. I've wondered about this too. If there is one, why is there water around?
So they want us to believe.
Why is there water around it?
Some claim that they were actually
why are we in a thing if so?
Ironically, this program was
if there's water, why would you want to?
This theory is fueled by the observation that
when we just drown because you flood everything, you know,
through a liquid-like substance when viewed with the naked eye or through a camera. Rocket enthusiasts have also noted that the rockets we have launched seem to encounter an invisible ceiling.
I think I've seen a clip of what is it?
Man, look, you know
some other country going up and
check it out.
Like a rocket or something or balloon or something, and it goes up and it hits something and it just stays there. Just straight
we do all
stays
of these
there.
Things that NASA says that we do. Comment down below and tell me your reasoning, because I mean,
which is weird.
Come on, man.
You know, doesn't make sense on that one either.
Right there. But yeah, guys, these are some of the most creepy and bizarre TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe.
What I don't understand though is, let's say there's a dome, a firmament, whatever you want to say, and there's actually water out there. How did that, like, what is there? Like, how are we still here? Honestly, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense that there's a thing around us and there's water out there, because if something happens and it somehow maybe breaks, right? And there's water out there, what happens then? Like, what's outside the water? Out there in the water, you know? I don't know. But, that's it for me today. Like I said, it was going to be kind of a short stream. It did go a little longer, 3 hours-ish. I guess you could say it's still short, but for me, it was like not what I expected. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the videos and stuff. And yeah. Let me mute that because when I switch it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the follows. Anybody watching the VODs, I appreciate it. Whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, either one. Yeah, hopefully I'll stream something soon-ish. Follow either one, you know, because I will try to stream maybe a game or something finally again. I know Apex has some stuff going on with the new event. What is it, Final Fantasy or something? It looks kind of cool. I've been playing a game with some people lately. We'll see if I play one of those. Maybe I'll just hop on to Minecraft or something and chill. It's one of the few games I can get on and chill on, you know, and do nothing. You know, it's just something to do. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys will stop by. Hopefully you guys follow or something so you're notified. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you if you're in the VODs again. And if you follow our stuff, I do notice anything. If you happen to leave comments or whatever, you know, say something, follow. I appreciate it. You know, I don't take it for granted. You know. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. And until next time, peace.